Pullze Check podcast. Guys, we have a recurring, podcast today that we will be doing for as long as possible, right? So before I introduce that real quick, I'm getting ahead of myself. Our guest for today is my boy J God, my boy Ebatez, and as always, possibly the most handsomest man in the Call of Duty scene, Mr. Goat, bro.
Jeez, that is gas. Premium gas. I mean, that's like 98. That is pure.
Listen, man, I'm just gonna say, if we had a tier list for handsomeness, Goat should be at the top. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. But anyways. Anyways, look, guys, so let me explain to y'all what we're doing today, man. We a couple podcasts ago, maybe like 3, 4, I forgot when it was. We did a podcast on Warzone 2 official overall ratings, and it was well received. People loved it. It did bring a lot of drama, but it was incredibly fun to do, and people liked it. So we decided going into Warzone 3 that we would do the same thing, but this time, instead of just waiting to the end of the year, we're gonna do one once every season. So every season, we're gonna be like, okay, how did they do this season? And kind of just always have something here to show for how people did the season, right? Before we get into it, because things are going to get messy, chat's gonna get pissed off. I want even competitors. I have people mad at me because I rated them wrong, like poorly. So let me go ahead and say this. One, this is just for content. At the end of the day, this is for fun. This is, this is for people's opinions. It is not end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Second, I try to be as honest as possible. And again, last time we had a conversation, I said, I don't know if Diaz is top 5. And everybody said, you're a fake friend. You're no longer his homie. Like, you changed, bro. I got DMs about it, crazy enough. But just know our job here is to be as transparent as possible. So if you're my homie, Dongy, I'm sorry if I put you last on the list. I love you, bro. Anybody, chat, just know that we try to be as transparent as possible and give you guys honest, But at the end of the day, this is for people's opinions. It is not the end of the world, and it is just for content. And everybody is entitled to their opinion, but more than likely, I'll say this now to set the tone. The person that your favorite streamer is probably not number 1. So let me just go ahead and say that. But boys, before we go into it, J God, Ebatez, Goat, how we feeling? Are y'all ready for this?
Goat, start us off, man.
Dude, I am beyond ready for this, man. Tier lists and rankings are like my bread and butter, man. I just love them. Like, I stir the pot or otherwise. The whole love that we have for the competitive scene goes into this, and we might piss some people off, but it's so fun, right? And that's like the whole nature of it, is like even getting the chance to talk about Warzone competitive in a sense that it is competitive is like such a blessing for where we're at right now. So huge win. Super pumped.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about you,
Goat and I feel like me and Goat have both been doing tier lists for since for dance, bro, and it's never been a positive response, but it's so fun. Like on the timeline, like, are you kidding me? Like, what have you won? Like, you suck. Like, why does your opinion matter? Like, blah blah blah. Yep. Bro, people just start cooking you, and it's so funny because like it's hilarious, bro. At the end of the day, like our opinion, I guess, to the people that are competing or whatever, if we're calling them an 84, for example, and they think they're a 90, to our opinion shouldn't matter to them. They're competitors, you know what I mean? They should know that, oh, I'm the best, or, in their opinion, they should be the best. So it's like, it's just hilarious how people get all riled up. A lot of insecurities come out, you know what I mean?
What about you, God?
I think it's just an interesting concept. Obviously, the reality is there's probably about 20 to 30 players that are like separated from the pack, and everyone's trying to be a part of that group, and I think that's where it gets a little bit hard. But going back to the thing he was talking about, where like the opinions, the competitors don't get to see everyone. Obviously, they get their one gunfight where they landed, if they died, if they went to the Googe, maybe they see comms after the fact. But like the amount of games that we just get to witness from the outside looking in and review and see, okay, what the hell happened there? Or they get to make this cool play, even beyond the broadcast of like Goat casting and stuff like that. It's like pretty valuable to maybe see certain things that like maybe you wouldn't see as a competitor, or even care about.
And I think to add on to that, like it's so funny because when you talk about rankings, it's usually if you're a player, you have the best opinion. And I don't necessarily disagree, but at the end of the day, even if you think X player is one of the best players you've ever played against, if they're not putting up results and we're not seeing them on broadcast doing their thing, like, it doesn't matter for these purposes. Like, it doesn't mean they're a bad player, doesn't mean whatever, doesn't mean they have the right team, whatever. But for these rankings, what you see on paper, what you see them doing in game, what you see them doing on the leaderboard, you know, meddling, like, that's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this, right? And I would say, guys, let's set the precedent here that there are some people on this list who haven't really even competed. So remember, we're going to be sticking to for season one. We're not worried about World Series. We're not worried about anything. This is a brand new game. People were good. They could have gotten better or worse. We're going to stick to season one. And I will throw this out there, guys. We understand that a lot of these tournaments are invite only tournaments. Completely understand. But again, what else can we go off of? Sadly, we don't have a league, so we don't have open brackets consistently. Sadly, this is all we can do. So if you guys, if you're a competitor, or if your favorite streamer is a competitor that doesn't get invited to these tournaments, we do apologize, but we cannot rate them based off of them not competing, right? There's nothing to base our knowledge off of, right? So let's go ahead and kind of get into it, man. I think, as always, let's go from bottom to top and go from there. So I think, low-key, JD, if you're here, I think the way you guys coded things might have messed up the way we're gonna do this. I just thought about it right now, because when I input numbers, they might get skyrocketed to the top, and then we're gonna have to be going up and down. But let's see if it all works, man. We'll figure it out, because they coded it a different way. So in theory, it works good, but you know. But guys, anything you guys have to say before we do this?
Yeah, kind of give an idea, like, people, like, kind of what we're basing this off of. I guess, are we only doing customs right now, since we haven't really had any big 2v2s?
I mean, I say we do them all, bro. I don't think we do like just, what's it called? Like 2v2s.
Overall,
everything.
I hear you. Cool.
Control Z. What's Control Z? I don't know what that is.
Control Z is to undo.
Control F would be to search. I don't know.
Control Z. Control Z. Is Prospect not on this? Prospect been competing? Oh God, I fucked something up, bro.
Yeah, they played yesterday.
Yep.
They did? Okay. Here, JD, you're gonna have to do it, because I'm not fucking. Dude, what? I'm gonna fuck this up, aren't I?
I think the only thing, while you're working on this, the only thing that I had was just like, we can't do 100, like, we can't give somebody a 1 or somebody a 100, because then you're just ranking the players in order. Like, that is player 100 kind of thing. It based around this kind of like strength score, almost like you see in Madden or whatever. So I like the way you guys have been doing it, and I'm excited to do it this time.
Yeah, I will say, look, I'm trying to make it a precedent that from now on, there's a lot of people that I don't watch as much, right? And maybe they don't place as high, or because they're EU and there's not as many EU tournaments, they don't get as many invites, right? I will say the goal is, in a year from now, I want to know every single person on the list and people that compete, right? I know Goji's gonna be able to help with this, because he's watched all of the World Series and all that stuff. He commented on it. So I want to throw that out there, that there will be some people that maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't know as much, right? So just want to throw that out there. Knight, oh my God, this guy. You know how bad I want to torch this guy right now. So Knight, man, again, individually, very, very good player. Doesn't even play big map, which is kind of crazy. And still had a horrible day. A couple days ago in some practice tournaments. Again, we're using it for reference, not for actually decision making. How did they do? Was it week 1 that they played it, or was it week 2?
They played probably week 1.
Yeah.
Week 1, and we don't know. Fuck, Coach had all the placements. Damn it, I should have had him send me the list. Chad, does anybody know what they placed the first week? Obviously, I think they might have placed like 13 to 15.
They were in week 2. They were
week 2.
Yeah,
week 2.
What did they place? I feel like somewhere 13 to 15th. For week 2, do we know?
13, 14. I don't know. Probably, yeah. You're probably right. 13 to 15th is probably right there.
JD's bringing it up. 13th, I think, week 2. So barely, I remember them barely making the cut. That's why I said that.
They placed 15th. They placed last.
15th? Okay, yeah. So I remember they barely made the cut. Again, this Knight and them, They are good. Don't get me wrong. They placed 9th yesterday. I don't know if they continue to work it out, but they have a lot of shit to work out. And I think I'm going to go with Knight 81 just because I consider him right now a middle of the pack player, in my opinion. What about you, Sage?
For Knight, if I was going to be brutally honest, and I'm actually going to go into it, I don't think he has enough map knowledge to be able to like do anything. He walks in most of the buildings and doesn't know the ins and outs of it. Him with his team, they don't really communicate well. Like it sounds like there's a little bit of attitude when it comes to calming with them, which shouldn't be a thing. It should be more precise and single words. I feel like he needs a little bit more to be able to just put an impact on his team. Like if you catch him, you're most likely going to kill him.
Okay.
Unless he actually knows how the building works.
Okay.
So I'd honestly put him like 78.
Okay, 78. What about you, Bates?
Yeah, I definitely agree with a lot of things that Sage just said. I actually used to play with Knight back in Verdansk. Like I know he has it in him to be a big map player, but I just think it's just been so long since he's put in the time. And I don't think it's fair to put him over other people that, in my opinion, have proven more than him. If this was like Resurgence, I think he's a top 5 Resurgence player right now. Like, no problem. If it was a Resurgence tournament, he's a top 5, no problem. But I think right now, I think 77 is probably a fair place to put him right now.
Okay.
I feel like if we were to count in all the other Twitter tourneys, like the dojos that he's played, then yeah, definitely put him in like the high 80s. But if we're gonna be focusing more on the big map and like how that basically is where most of the comp is, then yeah, he's kind of lower than the rest.
Okay. What do you think, J-God? I'm gonna grab this real fast.
I think I'm gonna put him around 78.
Okay, 70.
And that's just based off what we're grading it off of.
Okay. All right. Now, Juju, I don't know enough about Juju right now. You asked me stage 1, stage 2. I feel like I had a good amount of knowledge. Has he been playing consistently this year in tournaments?
I think he's been solid.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing.
So what would you guys, I guess I'll let you guys go first. What would you guys rate him so far? What like
do you want a backstory on like his play
Sure.
style and how he meshes?
Just in general, like I want to see what you think about him so far.
He's a very good player. I mean, when movement comes to play, he's one of those top, I guess, movement players.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot that helps his teammate. He's a very knowledgeable player. He does know how to he's like what you would call crinks, like, oh, come here, play this with me. Oh, like he puts his teammates in check.
Okay.
At the same time, his biggest downfall is how quick he is to give up. Like how he's just like Jesus, and then boom, no more passion out of that. I feel like if he was to get really top of his game, I feel like he really needs to work on his passion when it comes to like during the tournaments. He has to be more what's the word? He has to have more
Perseverance. Like he has to be able to be mentally strong when he's put in those tough situations. Okay. Yeah. Composed,
Composed, perfect word. Yeah, that's the best word I was looking for. Honestly, I'd put him like on a 79.
79? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Bates?
Yeah, I think Sage made a lot of really, really good points. Like, I don't think we've seen the sample size for him. Obviously, he played with the team in this. The fact that they qualified day 2, flanked in Kaylee and him, is obviously like that's tippable. Like I couldn't even qualify day 2 with Gromalik and NKO. You know what I mean? It's very, very tippable that they qualified. So excited to see like him as a player. They cooked up in stage 1. Unfortunately, didn't make it to land, but still a very, very solid player. I think 80 is probably where I put him.
80? Okay. All right. J-God. Is he muted? I think you're muted, J-God.
Yeah, he's muted.
78.
78. Okay. 78. I'm going to go with 79. I'm going to go with 79. I want to see a little bit more out of him. I think C tier is what I would start it at. Next is Slack, man. So Slack is one of those players that I don't think he's been showing out recently, man. I don't think he's had the greatest performance. I don't think they didn't qualify first week, right? With him, Apathy, and Belk. And then they played in another tournament before that, right? The first one, the optic one, did they play together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And they didn't do so hot, I think, either that one. So I'm gonna put him like 72 with like OP marked, and then around that area. So 72. J God.
I was gonna actually go. I don't know. I feel like they really haven't had any consistency in tournaments.
Yeah.
At least like in the example you said with OP marked, at least they placed well.
Yeah.
And they made it both days. So in terms of that, I mean, I feel like a 70 would be the real score.
Okay.
Even though that's not our. Like,
for the sake of that being default, I mean, I can go 71 for the sake of for the sake of being default. Either way, the 70s, you know what? We can actually do 70 because all the 70s, it's not going to be 70. That's just for JD to know unranked.
Yeah.
I feel like Slacked, Apathy, like I feel like they're not trying. Like they're so much better than how they're playing. Like I feel like I feel like they don't care, to be honest. I feel like they just show up to these tourneys just kind of for content or whatever. Like I don't think they have any intentions of like actually like trying to compete this year, to be honest.
Okay. What would you rate them then?
Just put them as a 70 because I mean any tourney that they've played, they've done horrible. But it's like it's not even an attest to their skill. Like I feel like they're players that could easily show up to a tournament and do well. I just feel like they're not trying. Like, to be honest, I feel like they're not putting in the time. I mean,
it's kind of weird.
They both have, but the thing is, they both have families. You know what I mean? They're just probably busy people, minds occupied in a different place. They've already competed. They've been some of the best at the highest level, and they probably just don't care as much. It's just true. Okay.
All right. What do you think, Sage?
Yeah, I would say 70. I feel like they probably just don't care anymore. They're getting to that point where, I mean, recently they just only stay on ranked. They don't touch anything else. They just stay on ranked. Maybe if like actual Warzone ranked and stuff comes out, maybe the ratings come up with the more they want to play the game if they enjoy it. But I think 70 is best for them.
70. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna leave it at 72. Just for me. I think they could obviously place better, but they haven't had any success. So I think just so you obviously JD, I know you're watching. They will be on the list. Remember, all the 70s are all unranked. Sorry. Now Nickool, which we kind of, I would put Nickool as the same as Slacked, as around 72. They've been, I actually cannot do that. I'm gonna go 74 because they did have that second place week 2, but then didn't do that hot stage or the last one. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sage, talk to me.
I feel like Nickool's a really good IGL. I would say that the input does put him at a huge disadvantage.
Okay.
I mean, back then he was good. You know, he had the cheesy stuff, the shotguns and stuff like that. Everybody hated him for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think IGL wise, he's really good. He knows how to steer his teammates. But I don't think he's all there right now. I think he needs to work on a little bit more. So I'd keep him like at a 71, honestly.
71. Okay. 71. Yeah. All right. Ebatez.
Dude, I know Nickool has a lot of potential because like I used to even like watch his VODs like in Caldera. Like no bullshit, he's very smart.
Yeah.
I just think like I hope they don't take this personal. I think him and PicNick as a duo just kind of have like ran their course. And I'd like to see Nickool like play with a different duo, to be honest. Like I like the, you know, the Saucy trio. It's Oak, Nick, and Pick. It's like really cool, nostalgic. I just don't see the consistency there, and I'd rather see Nickool go play with like 2 other demons that he can IGL. I feel like it just ran its course. They're too close of friends, and I feel like that probably like interferes with like how they play as competitors.
Okay. All right. So what would you put him at?
I'm gonna put him down as like probably a 70, honestly, just
70?
because I feel like we haven't seen enough this year.
Okay. All right. Now J God.
I'm gonna do 71 only because I put him slightly ahead of Slacked at the moment.
Okay. All right. Now let's go Vonbot. Oh man, seeing them get 1v3 was kind of crazy. Look, man, I don't know. I feel like Vonbot was better in Warzone 2. Sage, Ebatez, talk to me. What do you think?
I'm gonna be really hard on Von. This is like my guy. Like, okay. I'm not like, me and Von hang out in court every day. This is my guy. I'm gonna be really hard on him. He is such a good player, but kind of like what Sage was saying earlier with Juju, he gets checked very easily. Very easily. One bad game, he's checked. You know, muted up, attitude. Like, I love Von. Like I said, guys, this is like one of my best friends. Like, I genuinely am just being hard on him, but he just gets checked. And I've told him that I think we've all started somewhere. Like Sage, you know, you've probably played tournaments back in Verdansk with people that, you know, you were just a pickup and you showed up and you kind of grinded your way through. I think Von's at that point where he needs to play with people that, might not have the best talent or whatever, and he needs to play with them and carry them a little bit in order to prove himself as a player and get better. I think that's how you get better. When you play with a team that they aren't the best team ever, and you play with them and you learn how to win with a bad team, that's where you become better. I feel like that's where he's at right now. Like, I know he can compete at the highest level. Obviously, he's not going to get any credit for that 75K that he won with Shifty and Soka, obviously. I think, like, as of right now, I'd put him at like a 75. I know he's a good player, but we just haven't seen enough. Like, and like I said, it's just somebody that I would consider even competing with. I know he's good, but I think he's got a little bit of an attitude problem. And I also think that he gets checked too easily as a competitor.
Ooh, he's sassy. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put him at a 76. I don't think I think he is C right now. I think last year he was a B tier player. And I want to see the return. I want to see the return of Vonbot, if I'm being honest. So that's why I put him at 76. Sage, talk to me.
I think he's really good. Like, he has that gunny. He knows he can break a team down. Like, I feel like if he really gets the time and grind to put into like Warzone, like comp, and knows how to play discipline and knows not to throw his life and not just spam the BBA and stuff like that, and not just slide cancel 24/7. I feel like if he gets more into being a smart, like having that in his head, he could actually have potential to be like a rookie of the year. Like, he has the potential to be really good. He is a meathead. He does get checked. He has his ego a little too high to be like, he tries to say himself with the top players, but he needs to start from the bottom and work his way up. I feel like he needs to just keep going. He stop looking back at one tournament you won and start from bottom and work your way up. So I think right now, for the margin that he has and how he's able to go up, I would put him like at a 75.
75. Okay. Now, Jaga, what's up?
I was gonna go with the 74. For the reasons that they kind of mentioned. Obviously, it's kind of one of those things that we were talking about. The trajectory at the end of Warzone 2 felt like this person was going to be a top, but it hasn't happened this year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now moving on to Apathy, I'm gonna put them at the same. I feel like we're all gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put them as the same as Slacked.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, you do that for mine too.
Everybody the same. Okay. What about you, Ebatez? Do you wanna?
70's fine.
Okay, so 70. Did you guys all put 70?
Yeah. Same boat as Slacked. I think they go hand to hand.
Okay. All right. Picnic. So for me, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do the same as Nickool. I'm gonna do 74. What about you guys?
Dude, yeah, Pick is such a good player, man. He's so good. But like I said, I think his duo-ship with Nickool has just ran its course, and I feel like he just needs to move on.
So what would you put him at? Would you put him at the same
74.
Or slightly above 70? Okay.
Nah, yeah.
What about you, Sage?
I put him on the same as well. I feel like he has potential to be really good, but I feel like when you get too comfortable with your duo to some point that you just cannot try when you're playing with them, it just looks like that for them. I think he needs to run his course with a different team. I think he needs to start thinking as this year as a I don't have it and I want it type of passion. So I feel like he should definitely try to work his way up and find a different team that will actually fit his perfect play style. Yeah. So I put him at a 74.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I don't think he's the same as Nickool. I think he's beyond better than Nickool because he has a gunny and he actually can IGO at the same time. So he's not one of those players that can just go into a building and automatically die. Like, he's good for one or two.
Okay. All right. What about you, Jagad?
I was gonna go 73.
All right. 73. All right. Moving on to my boy Swaggola Brajola. So I think it goes without saying that he hasn't had the best start to Warzone 3, and I definitely think, I went to his house, we had a conversation about it. They definitely need to change that trio up. Talking about that trio, I told him, I said, the only way that your team works is you need to become the IGL, because they need a Slayer, they need a flex player, and they need the brain. And right now, they have, I think Booya can kind of play that Slayer role, but I think he's more of the flex role in my opinion. And I don't think Booya's gonna be the IGL. So Booya, they need to pick up an absolute demon, a Slayer, and then have Swagg, IGL, and Booya be the dirty work player. So now I'm gonna put him, because they haven't done anything, I would put him right along the lines with Apathy and Select. I would put 72. What about you, J God?
I don't know. I feel like they had 2 opportunities and they didn't qual on either one.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad, you know? And then how did they do in the first tourney?
Which one?
The Optic one.
First qual. Oh,
I don't think they did good either. That was with
I mean, like, our sample size is bad all the way across. It's like,
so they haven't had, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, Donnie, it's not about disrespect. Again, we are honest. I had this conversation with him in person. Like, go ahead, bro.
I feel like it's got to be a less than a 70, only based off the performance. It's been such a long time since we've seen, like, I feel like I've seen Swagg on like a top 5 or a top 10 performance.
Can you really put him below like Slacked in them?
He gets invited to everything and is not performing.
I feel like they're like at the same. I mean, obviously this is your opinion, right? So what would you want me to put?
You know, we're going back and forth. I don't know. It's kind of hard because obviously he's a content creator. He's not putting like probably the hours into competing like other people would. He's like guaranteed an invite. He does have some stellar players, but it's like,
all right. So what would you want me to put?
I don't know. Like, chat making me feel like I'm disrespectful for going under 70. But
just tell me to put it there.
No. I don't. I think everybody loves Swagg. Like, if you like, everybody loves Swagg. That's the truth. Like, he's just a good content creator. He's a good dude. He's done a lot for the Warzone scene. So I think, like, you know, when like what you're saying is like people are just like, dude, how could you hate on Swagg? But it's like we're talking about competitive stuff. We're not talking about who he is as a person, what he's done for the scene, how his history in the Warzone competitive scene. So no, you're totally.
So what would you put, J God?
Totally valid, J God.
I'm gonna say 68.
68. All right. Now Ebatez.
I think 70's just probably fair.
Okay.
I agree with J God. I think they've been in every tourney, haven't really had their shine, haven't really done well. But it is what it is.
Now,
everyone in the chat now, Rampage on top.
Wait, no, not Rampage, bro. Oh, hell no. No, Sage, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
I think Swagg needs to work around with his team a little bit more. I feel like he needs somebody like Juju. Like, he needs somebody who can steer him as being like a slayer, but who's actually smart. And I don't know. I feel like the teams that he's been working with recently this year haven't been the best, like that mesh well and communicate well. I mean, because look, they qualified for World Series. Not a lot of people qualified for World Series from the NA side, you know. A lot of people that everybody thought were going to be good. So he has, like, when he's on a good team, he can mesh well with that shit. But I think he just needs to find them. So right now, I put him like at a 71. I feel like he can work his way up if he has a good team. Of course, everybody's going to dog him. Everybody's going to say blah, 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 you know. I don't know. I feel like everybody just says that he's too high as a content creator, that he doesn't care about tournaments and stuff like that.
He definitely cares about competing.
He does care. He does care.
I can tell he beats himself up. I could tell he does so much to try to even be the best, even though like people are just going to clown him. I think he just needs to scout out more and find a good team.
Something I really like admired about him was last year. Like, obviously he's very successful on YouTube, everything, streams, like, guys got it. And something I saw in an interview, he said one of his biggest accomplishments last year was qualifying for World Series, which is so sick because he hit like 2 million on YouTube or 3 million. Like, guy hit like crazy milestones that, like, I mean, dude, like, it's just insane. The fact that that just shows you how much he cares about competing.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2 routes he could take. And, you know, he like, we talked about it after their performance last week or the week before that. And it's either one or two things. Like, I don't know how serious does Booya want to take this? Does Booya want to be a competitor, or is he just playing just to play because it's, you know, like, it's whatever, right? Like, obviously he's doing great on YouTube. Now it's either Chris becomes the IGL and literally studies the game like crazy and gets so fucking smart that, you know, then he's the IGL, Booya is like the flex player, and then they find a fucking young demon with talent. If not, the other route is Chris goes by himself. He becomes the flex player, let Chris do all the dirty work, let him be the bait, let him be the, you know, like the really transparently, let him be the me of when I was with Evan and D, right? Let him be the one doing all the work, and then he finds a great IGL, finds a fucking a talented fucking cracked out individual, and that's a good team. So I think for him to succeed, it either has to go one or the other, in my opinion. I don't know. So yeah, that's how I feel about that team.
I think honestly, like Chris, he's smart. You know, he knows what he's doing. But competing wise, picking up people who don't really focus on competing is kind of a struggle because of the fact that they won't have any knowledge on in-game compete. Like having a mindset on competing is way different than anything. It's not a pub. You have to think otherwise. Like Booya competed back then, but then he took a whole year off. Taking a whole year off completely changes everything because you're playing on 2 different games, as well as like there's so many new players that like Boo's just not gonna know enough about. You know, like. It's a brand new map, stuff like that. It's like the same thing with Knight. Knight's a really good player. He came from the S&D side or whatever it is and stuff like that. Like he's actually good, but they don't know enough about the map or the mechanics for Warzone in general to be able to be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna be one of the top players. Like they need to start putting more time in.
Yeah. I mean, to be at the top, it takes a lot. So, you know, but okay, let's move on to the next one.
Now more than ever too, I think the matches have gotten way more competitive.
Way more competitive.
I think we saw our first like real competitiveness where it was actually felt that way in the most recent tournament. And I think it's just because of the rule set very much leaned towards narrowing that. So like we could actually see the best people perform.
Yeah. I from somebody who competed back then to watching it now, like people are VOD reviewing now. Not many people VOD reviewed back in the day and like really taking it serious. Now is completely different. So yeah, man. Okay, let's go on to Lil J. I don't think Lil J has face. I think, you know, I said this at the end of Warzone 2. Yeah, he turned into Big J. I saw. Nah. I said he turned into Medium J. You know, Medium J. And I think he sadly, that's my goal, but I think he's back to Lil J, man. I don't think he's been performing that great. I would put him around 74, like with Picnic and them. What do you think, Ebatez, J-God, or Sage?
I think that's fair. I mean, I think he's in the same spot again as like a lot of these other players. Kind of had like a decent year last year. He obviously qualified for World Series, which was a huge accomplishment. And he's just getting started. You know what I mean? It's like we all started somewhere. Sage started somewhere. I started somewhere. Smith started somewhere. Aiden started. Everybody started somewhere. And he's just kind of in that year of like just proving himself. So it's like, you know, 70, I'd say like 73 is probably fair. 74. You can put him 74, but like I said, it's just he's gonna have to play with people that he's never played with before just to get into tournaments. And he just from there, you learn, you get better.
Okay. All right, Sage, what about you?
Lil J, I mean, come on, man. I think, I mean, he did really well with Uncivil. Like, I feel like most of these underrated players need to stop trying to play with the top players and start from the bottom, you know, start grinding their way up, find a team and mesh with them. And then later on, like big streamers are going to see that player's playing really good and they're going to hit them up like, yo, you need it. And then that's where the spark happens, you know. I feel like he needs to work on a lot more stuff in order to be really good. He can slay. I've seen him play. He knows how to stay into those end games. He knows how to keep himself composed. I've watched a lot of VOD reviews from him as well because he's one of those players that like everybody still sees him as an AM or like a lower end player, but I feel like you know, he needs to get himself more in check and form a team with, I guess, the passionate little guys, you know, the passionate little guys, the guys that don't have that much, and form something with them and let the big guys try to look over that.
Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, I think right now his limit is really like high there because he's smart. So I'd put him like at a good 74 as well.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, Lil J is PuroJackal. PuroJackal. How many names does he have? Lil J, PuroJackal, Jackal.
Something unicorn.
Yeah.
Right?
That's funny.
Yeah. QP, this is a podcast. Why are we in a rush, QP? We're not in a rush. At least I'm not. You don't have to time out.
Yeah,
You're
set
good.
the clock. They gotta go to sleep.
Yeah,
No, I'm
bro.
playing.
Yeah, you don't got to time out. But chat, this is a podcast. I'm not gonna hurry it up. I'm having fun. So Jay God, what's up, baby? Talk to me.
I think I'm gonna do based off my previous ratings. I'm gonna go 73.
73. Okay. All right, 73. The only reason why I was in a rush at the beginning was because of what's it called? Goach. So Zlaner, oof. They haven't had the best, you know, start to Warzone 3 again. Like they, you know, I don't know. I think he's kind of on the same, not the same skill level as Swagg, but in the sense of like he's on the same like like.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like he has, bro, this guy pulls fucking 15K, 10,000 viewers every day. This guy could care less about a Twitter tournament, right? Like he's a content creator first. So it's almost like you're doing so well in other aspects of life. It's really hard to like lock in and want to be like the top of the top and be, you know, the best of the best. I would have to go. I don't think they've been performing well, man. You know what? What do y'all think? What do y'all think?
They good? They did what? They were day one.
Guys,
They did
I
pretty
didn't
good
say
day
I didn't
one.
say he was the same as fucking Swagg. That's not what I said.
So how I would say it is if like I'm gonna use the metric of maybe destroy as a comparison. I know I'm gonna put destroy over 80s, but I think I would either put Zlaner like at the high 70s, based off like that comparison, because I still think he's better than a lot of the people that we talked about that are in the high 70s or around that level.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's worse than some of the people that we have in the mid 70s.
Yeah, I would put him middle of the pack, right? Like bottom of B. That's what I would put him at right now. What would you rate him? J-God.
I would probably say like a 77, 78 currently, because they had that wishy-washy performance. They came out and were doing okay, and then we thought they were going to really do well yesterday,
Right.
and then they came out super flat, had multiple chalked games, and they never recovered.
All right. Okay. All right. What about you, Sage?
I think Z is super passionate. I think that he is good. I guess you could say from placements itself, it does say that it speaks for saying that he's not really the best and stuff like that. I feel like he's good. I think his IGLing, co-IGLing with D is really, really good. But I don't know, there's just something about it. I feel like they give up, you know, like there's a time into their matches where they just like give up and start arguing and start like disagreeing and stuff like that. I don't know. I think they need a little bit more stuff to work with. I feel like them, including Raul, is smart, but this might be a hot take even thinking about it, but I feel like him and D have ran their course, honestly. I feel like D is picked up Raul, who's really good, but I feel like they need to work with either making Z pick himself up more to like helping out, or just it might be time, you know? As well as like, I like that team. I actually love it. Like Z and D are like, they're like this, you know? Like you see them together, you can't think of them apart, but I feel like you have to take this competing thing as a real job, you know? You have to make sure that if you're not on top, something's the problem, and you guys got to stop blindsiding it and make sure everything like it goes well in the future. So I think he's really good. I feel like he doesn't need much to work on. I feel like he just needs his team to put him in check. So I'd put him like at a 78.
78. Okay. Whoops.
Yeah, I feel like with them moving on from ClutchBelk, I think their roles kind of got mixed up. Like I think Z was like the fragger on that team, would just kind of play like just, you know, go bait and like watch over me. And Belk was a very like smart player. Like if you go watch Belk, like he would watch over his team, play off them really well. But I think when Raul joined, I think Raul is the Slayer on that team. So I think Z still thinks he's playing the same role, but I don't think he is. Like I don't think he should be. I think D's obviously still the IGL, but I think Z should be more of the role player, and I think Raul should be the one frying. And I think they haven't figured that out yet. I think that's why we're seeing some inconsistency, because they probably haven't gotten in court and talked about it. Like, yo, Z, this is how you're supposed to be setting up. Yo, Raul, this is where you're supposed to be playing. Like, they probably haven't talked about it enough for them to figure it out. So I think it's just making them look worse as players than they really are, or as a team than they really are. But I do agree with Sage. Like, I think, like, dude, honestly, like probably a 76 for me, in my opinion, for Z. But that's just because I think their roles are just so mixed up right now. And I think it's just going to take a little bit of like legwork to like get them all on the same page.
Okay. What would you put him?
76.
76. Okay. In my opinion, I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna change somebody's because I would say I would put him at 80 for me right now. But Knight, there's no way he's, in my opinion, I think he's better than Knight. So I'm gonna put him down to 79 to even that out. Just for consistency's sake. But again, they've had their issues. We know he's a good player, but chat, like they haven't had the greatest placings, and sadly,
I feel like chat needs to stop worrying so much about 2v2s, because 2v2s I would say is just based off of RNG, as we're considering him ranking himself how he is tournament wise. You have to be more focused on to customs, because that's where it brings out the player themselves. That's where it shines on perfectly what they do well on. So I feel like
2v2s too as well. We've had Phase Fridays, which was only like 8 captains. Like people
but
didn't
also
get to play with
the
their
no
duo,
buyback part of it, I think it makes it a little bit more RNG, as I think we're seeing more on the timeline with competitors. Like the best players aren't winning now.
I mean,
because
Zlaner has 10, 15K viewers. Imagine 2 people get into that lobby and aim straight for him. He's dead. What makes that? Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, he's shit" because he died early. But in reality, he got stream sniped.
Yeah, we don't know. It's hard to know.
That's just 2v2s are never the way to even judge somebody.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think obviously, in my opinion, this is very fair rating, and I think they can only get better. I think a lot of people are letting a lot of people are letting their emotions get the best of them in the chat.
100%. They just need time. Like I said, bro, I think they need to get in court, hash it out. Like, dude, I think Destroy, I think I've said this before. He reminds me a lot of Soka, the way he like talks to his teammates and stuff. He keeps everybody on the same page. Small talk, chatter. Like, I love the way Destroy plays. He's a great teammate. But I think their roles are a little switched right now. I think Raul should be the fryer, and I think Z's kind of still playing that role a little bit. So it's like you're either all in or you're all out kind of thing. Like they're either frying, momentum's crazy, or they're just getting blooded and then like selling. It's like that's what I'm saying. That they're so like volatile. It's like very, like I said, but I have no doubt that if Z just like learned like to play that little support role a little bit better, which isn't his normal role. He's used to, I mean, dude, this guy's been cooking for years. So it's probably just a little bit of an adjustment. I think we've seen this a little bit too with like Aiden, Adrian, and Krinks. I think Aiden's kind of starting to take that back seat a little bit, letting Adrian kind of go rogue a little. Right. And he had to figure, and it took time for Aiden to figure that out too. Like Aiden was like, oh shit, like I got this demon on my team. I got to let him cook. Like, I think that's the same thing with Z and Raul.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if they fix it, so like putting it as a 1, 2, 3, like Slayer, Anchor, IGL, I feel like it should be Raul, Z, and Destroy. I feel like Z, if he goes in second behind Raul in most of these fights, they would perfectly fight those like team fights. But right now they're bashing into whoever's first. So they're both running in, both dying. They're going to put the blame on one or another, and then everything goes downhill.
Okay. All right. Well, I think let's continue with the next one. Obviously, people don't disagree, but that's fine. This is 4 people's opinions, right? It's not the end of the world. Nico. I don't think I've seen Nico
70.
I don't think I've seen Nico really do enough this tournament. Like, obviously, this doesn't mean he's a bad player, but I don't think I've seen him do enough, in my opinion, right now.
I've talked to him, and I've told him like he needs to start competing more because he's a really smart player. Yeah. But right now, like, you have to give him a 70 because he hasn't competed.
Okay. All right. I think is that fine across the board?
So fair.
Yeah, I think unranked until we see a little bit more. I think obviously there probably will not be any unranked individuals whenever we once we start World Series of Warzone, because obviously like people are gonna actually play it. But a lot of people, guys, for those of y'all who are new and haven't been here in a little bit, chat, we put 70s across the board for unranked, which means they haven't competed enough for them to do that. Mutex. Okay. All right, I guess I can speak on this because I just had a whole conversation with them. Yeah. I think Mutex needs to. I don't think they've done the greatest, but that doesn't mean that he's a bad player as well. In my opinion, do I think he's as a player? Do I think he's playing better than Knight? I don't believe so. I think he is the role player on his team, and if I rank Knight as 79, I would have to go Mutex around the 76 route, in my opinion. What do you think, Jake or Ebatez, Jake, Goach, or fucking Sage?
I was gonna say a 74. I think it's we've seen like a huge step. Like it was really cool to see Mutex. Like I've always seen him like very stubborn on the fact that he's the IGL. And I haven't ever seen him like kind of give the keys to anybody else on any roster he's played with. I mean, he played last year with he played with Braalik, he played with Raul, like he
With
was
like
going through
7
different
different
teams.
people.
Yeah, he was rotating teams, and I always seen him like he had to be the IGL, and I thought it was really cool to see him kind of like yo, Blazt is our IGL, and like I trust him. Like that was really cool. So I think you know, I think a bright future for that trio. Hopefully, obviously all three of them are very individually talented, but I think 74 is definitely a good spot for him right now.
Okay, what about you, Jigad?
I just had the line on here. Okay, go ahead and go first, Sage. I had it right here. I'm looking at my number.
I'll just keep it short. I feel like Mutex is like around a 74. I feel like he needs to work on his role a little bit more. I feel like he's getting to that point now. Like yesterday they showed. I feel like the more he plays as an anchor, the more better he was gonna get.
Okay. All right. What about you, Jigad? What do you think?
I think it's pretty even with Knight at the moment. And then like I put probably Blazt when we get to Blazt, I'll probably put him one above just because of the IGL part. But I put him as a 78 because that's what I put for Knight.
Okay. All right, now going to Blazt now. I think Blazt is the best player on that team. And I don't know, man. I said this yesterday and I said again, like Blazt has the potential, and he said it to himself. He's like, he said he had so much success back in like in Call of Duty, back in S&D when he was like grinding, and he feels like he hasn't really been able to transfer that onto Warzone. And I think a big part of that is because sometimes Blazt gets a little too horny and he plays a little too aggressive when he doesn't have to be. But if he can have somebody that keeps him in check, and he has like, honestly, I don't think Blazt should be the IGL. I think he needs to go to a team, if they do decide to split, he should go to a team that like, where he's with a goated IGL and they just let Blazt gun. Because I'm not gonna lie, there is very few people that have as good of a shot as Blazt does. Thing is, Blazt just doesn't play as, in my opinion, disciplined as he should. So I'm gonna do an 80 for Blazt. I think he's a very good player. I put him above Gorgo, but the placements haven't shown this year so far. But I do think he could be on a very good fucking team. Jacob, what do you think?
79.
79. Okay.
Based off what I just said.
I agree with you. Blazt is like disgusting. I've always talked about like his gunny. He's like one of the best. He's got one of the best shots in the game. I think it's 78 for him, in my opinion, just because of like what we've seen. I personally just like, I do agree with you, Hector. I think like he would thrive on a different roster, just a more balanced roster. I feel like I said, I was saying like Mutex, Knight, and Blazt are just all like three very, very good fast-paced players. You know, maybe they do figure it out, and like I'm wrong, but I feel like it's like the roles there again. It's like the pacing is like, it's just such a like, you're all in or out kind of thing. You know, it's like they're either frying, cooking, momentum's good, or they're like just in a blender, like getting picked. It's so, like I said, I don't know. We'll see, but I think 78's good for now.
Okay. All right. What about you, Sage?
I'd put him like at 76.
76.
I think he's a good player. He just needs to work more on, I guess, either finding out the roles or just more game time into customs. Not even the game itself, just customs.
Okay. All right. Now, Smixie. So correct me if I'm wrong. She hasn't had the greatest year so far, right? This year she struggled to qualify. I don't forgot what week it was. Week 2, right? They did good in the 25K. Do you guys know what place she placed in that one?
I think she got top 5.
Top 5, right? With her squad.
She was going off, but I'm pretty sure she got top 5.
Okay. I do think
she got second. I'm pretty sure.
Was I thought did the Sussy sisters
She
get?
got second.
Oh, okay. What did the Sussy sisters get? Third?
They got third, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
So they got second. And then in the other tournaments, she hasn't had the most success. What do you guys think? Talk to me. What are you guys thinking?
Did you want to go?
I think Smix is really good. I think she lost her team, her customs team. But so you can't really speak on that. But I feel like for the all-female tournaments and stuff like that, and say like how she's smart. She can be considered a very good player. I think she's really good. I think she needs to start grinding more. I think she's letting the crowd get to her, you know, like how everybody thinks of her. She needs to stop letting criticism hit her as much. I'd put her like around like a 75.
Okay. All right, what about you, Ebits?
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair. She's kind of like the same boat as Wars, like we were talking about earlier. Like she has like a new team, it feels like all the time. And I know that if she was with a solid roster, it'd be like a little bit more consistent. So, but it's really good to see like what she's been able to do, even with a different roster every tourney.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what about you, Jigad?
I think based off the current is I'd do a 75 as well. I think we had her way higher before, but obviously this year's been rough with the small sample size and not really competing in the customs.
Yeah, I feel like once she finds that team, she can boost up big time.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yeah, I can agree with you guys. I put Swisham top 10 finishes or top 10 and then I think third in the other one. And so I would put her, I think Swisham, I put 76. Smixie, I'll go 75. Moving on to Huskerrs. All right, this should be fun. What do y'all think about Huskerrs? Yeah. What do y'all think about Huskerrs so far? They had a very good first tournament. They won it, right?
Yeah.
We cannot deny that. And then they came out and, you know, week one, what did they place? I have it here. Hold on. This is not, I think they were in week one, right? So this was fifth in week one. Again, not bad. But then, you know, yesterday they placed like
horrible.
22, 23.
20, what was it?
22, 23. I'm not sure which one was
I
it.
feel like that's like their lowest like placement for like that type of tree. I would never even imagine they'd place that low ever. Like I even picked them to do really well yesterday and they just came out so flat.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think like specifically I know Huskerrs, he's been contemplating the switch to controller. And I know that's a big deciding factor. It is tough. And, you know, listen, I love Huskerrs. I think I have a good friendship with him. And again, but we cannot be biased here. In my opinion, I think and I said this on the podcast, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? There's only really one person, sadly, and this is not a skill issue. Maybe this is more of just like a Call of Duty issue, but I think there's only one keyboard and mouse player that can compete at the highest level and be considered a top 10 player, and that's Breadman. So Huskerrs, I would give him, I'd probably put him at 79. That's what I put him at right now. And that's that, like, he hasn't had the greatest showings, but their team had a really good first tournament. They did great. And then they haven't been the most consistent, right? So I hope they don't blow it up. I definitely think they could. But what are y'all's thoughts, boys?
I don't know. That's tricky. I feel like
it's a hard one.
Out of the people we've rated, though, I mean, I feel like I would take Huskerrs over Blazt still.
No.
Okay.
No?
Oh, I love it. I love the disagreement.
I don't think so. I think
they had one tournament and then they bickered the first day.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can't. I feel like you can't put teams considering into this. I feel like it has to be off of individual skill. I think Huskerrs is a smart player, but his M&K stuff and stuff like that is probably like what gets to him. As well as I would say that he's one of those type of people that lets the crowd get to him. I feel like he probably reached chat way too much, lets them talk too much like trash to him, and his vibes are just low. Like after that, I feel like he needs to get out of that where he gets an attitude to his teams. Because I've watched over that VOD because that disappointed me so much seeing that team play that bad. And
it's horrible.
I hate it. I hate it, especially for a team like that of a group of 3 people who just get left in the dust by their own teammates. It's disrespectful as hell. And I feel like they need to be more on top of their shit and prove that they're the best. And they are not doing that. And yesterday they just went to shit. I feel like they need to talk more on that.
It's funny. I'm reading chat. Everyone's saying the same thing. I mean, it's just funny to me because I feel like Blazt has never really competed well in any tournament. And that's no disrespect. Like yesterday they did well. I mean, is that recency bias? Like I feel like there hasn't been any.
Exactly. There hasn't been any customs. You know, you can't really put it all together. It's kind of hard. So you kind of have to go off of individual skill of what the person does single-handedly for their team and what they're able to do for their future teams if they ever change.
So what would you guys rate it? What would you guys give me a rating?
I put him 76. I can't really put him anywhere above Blazt, honestly. I feel like if he gets his roles and gets out of his head more, he could be better.
So, J God, what's your number?
Well, I mean, I'm going to factor in what you guys are saying, but so I'm going to put him even with Blazt, even though, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think so. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's hard. It's really hard because, you know, like,
because Blazt has been in a lot of tourneys, and I don't remember him like, and that's no disrespect to him. Individually, he's good, but I don't feel like they've ever won anything.
Right. Oh, agreed.
Like, can you guys think of tourneys they won?
I mean, we don't have a lot of tourneys to go off of, so I hear you. I'm gonna be a little hard on the boys right now. All right,
Like, even if I'm going a longer stretch, like even all of Warzone 2.
Oh yeah,
like,
Jacob, give your ranking before I go.
Oh, here it is.
No, I
79.
did 70. I matched
I'm gonna
79.
be a little hard on Huskerrs right now. Like, I feel like yes, they did win the Optic 100K. I will say they were in like 9th or 10th place going into match point. So like, and it wasn't the most competitive tournament. Like, you know, no diss to Symphony and Nade shot. Those are my dogs. We had a great time. But I was with Symphony and Nade. Like, it wasn't like a fully stacked like tourney. Like, it wasn't crazy competitive. And they were in like, I think 9th or 10th after they won that last game. Again, was a match point. It definitely takes skill to win a game in that kind of lobby, especially when like 6 or 7 other teams are on match point. But regardless, like,
They were one of the last ones to get to match point.
They were one of the last ones. They literally just got match point and won the game. Again, very, very impressive. But like, we can't just base it off that one tourney. Yes, they won a 100K tourney. It's an absolute huge tournament to win. But
if we were to compare, sorry, Ebatez, but if we were to compare them on that tournament to yesterday, it'd probably be the same placement. Like, they played bad because it's match point. Match point goes off the win. You know, yesterday was 6 games, some of your best, like 6 games. So I feel like it took them that long back then to even catch up. It'd be the same thing if it wasn't for like.
Yeah, I just think there's some consistency struggles there. And again, I think a lot of it is just reps, chem, whatever, understanding your roles, whatever it might be. I know Huskerrs usually is probably used to IGLing. I think Tommy's obviously the IGL on that roster. So again, just probably having a hard time adjusting. I'm going to say probably like a 76 for me for him right now.
Okay. 26. All right. Now, again, Ebatez is not competing. We probably should have taken him out. Listen, Ebatez is not. I mean, Ebatez, unless I'm wrong. I mean, you did compete.
I want to hear. Yeah, I did play this tourney and we didn't qual. But I want to hear you guys' honest opinion. Like, honestly, like, go ahead. Like, I want to hear.
I guess I'll say it first. I think Ebatez, you're one of the smartest players and you're heavily underrated. But like, again, I know there was a language barrier. I feel like I will say though, I feel like I never expected you not to qual with Gramalok and Enkyo. I don't know what rating I would give you. Let me see. I feel like you haven't played enough, but the thing is, I fully expected you to qual, so I'd probably put you like with Lil J. Yeah, Lil J.
That's fair.
So J God, thoughts?
I think it would do about the same. I mean, obviously it's been a small sample size, and you didn't get to day 2, so we didn't get a chance to see day 2. Yeah, it's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. So, what you 74? Ebatez? I mean, you can't read yourself. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do 74. Goj? Mr. Sage?
You know, to look into my tourney reports. I'm just kidding. Nah. I think he's a smart IGL. I think he can put his team in check and he has that gunny. I'd put him 77.
Oh, okay. I like that. There you go, Ebatez.
I think a lot of people it's hard to say, oh yeah, he didn't qualify. That's a pickup team. That's not his actual team. He doesn't have an actual team.
Yeah, I would say, I know everybody always fucks around with Ebatez and shit, and he's kind of like become the people like to roast him, people like to throw tomatoes at him. I just don't think a lot of people know how good Ebatez is, and that has nothing to do with him being on the pod. Like, I've said this even last year. I said this literally last year before he was even on the pod. Ebatez is very good. I will say though, I expected more out of you in the last tournament.
100%. So. No, yeah, 100%. I even tweeted like it was literally no excuse. We should have qualified, and it just didn't happen. So I definitely understand.
Yeah. Okay, so now Booya. I'm gonna say this again, man. I just don't think Booya wants it. I just don't think Booya wants it. He I don't know. They had 2 opportunities to qual. I don't know if Booya really puts in time into the big map. And of course he's better than Swagg. But like I can't see Booya really better than a lot of people right now, man. Like I that's my boy. That's when my ride or dies, and I'll literally die for the guy. but like when it comes to competitive COD, he's just not performing that well, man. So I'm gonna put him as the same as like Mutex right now, like shit. And like you can make the argument even lower. I don't think he's performing at what I know Booya can perform at. I know Booya is a very good player, and he just hasn't been performing. Obviously, he's the fryer of his team. He's the slayer, but I want to see Booya do better. I want to see Booya do better. Thoughts, boys? Boys, can you guys go? I gotta take like I'm literally about to piss my fucking pants, bro. But go ahead. Give me y'all's discussion. Discuss.
Go.
Okay.
That one, it just, I mean, mine's short. I'll say that as far as that goes, I mean, he just really hasn't had a chance to compete that many opportunities. He doesn't do really any of the 2v2 stuff. And we basically had to watch him for maybe two customs. And that's mainly because they were on both days when they should have only competed once. So I got to go low just because of that, even though I think Booya with the right team would be so stupid.
Yeah,
so I'll go
good.
74 as well. 73, 74. I'm sure I could type it in there. Let me go ahead and type it in there. 70. I'll do 73.
Yeah, put me down. I want to just say 72 just for now. Like, we all know, like, he's like
What the hell? How did my number
of,
change?
one of the most talented players like in the game. Like, I feel like Booya is just so freaking good, man. It sucks that he's not competing because like he's doing so well on YouTube and content stuff. He doesn't need to compete. It's like such a disservice to the Warzone competitive scene. Like, he's literally, dude, that guy was cooking back in Verdansk, like cooking. So yeah, I'm gonna say 72, but it's like I said, I mean, you never know. He might like actually find like a passion for competing, or he might just, you know, he's such a like laid back guy and like super under the radar. He kind of just enjoys his life. I feel like that's just kind of what he's doing. I feel like getting in the competitive stuff, it's like there's no point for him really. He doesn't really benefit much off of it.
Okay, I'm hearing you guys. I was hearing y'all throughout the whole thing. What about you, Sage?
I feel like it's disrespectful to give him a rating right now. I feel like I'd keep him at 70. I think he doesn't compete. His margin though, like if he was to try, she fucking disgusting. I look up to Booya more of his composure because he's one of the most laid back person, but he just doesn't have a reaction compared to me. If I die, I'm raging and stuff. But when he dies, he's just like, you know, like
I want to disagree with you, Sage. I think
you don't think he rages?
No. As far as like he hasn't played as much, I disagree with you. He played both qualifiers. He played almost every single 25K 2v2. Right? I think he's played enough. He played.
No, I don't.
Did they?
I don't mean it like I don't mean it
Maybe
like
they didn't go that deep into the rounds. Then I don't feel like
I don't think it's more.
They didn't.
Is he hasn't played enough to give him a rating. I feel like it's disrespectful to give him a rating right now because of he doesn't want it, you know? Like it doesn't look like he's trying that much. Just like the same thing with Chris. Like Chris, like you can tell Chris wants it, but he doesn't have the right team. It's like Boo, like he has to compete, but I feel like in his head he doesn't really want to do that.
Yeah. So
I feel like if he competes more, then I'll definitely I'll probably text you and tell you like his rating. But right now I feel like I want to see more out of him to see if he really wants to compete or is he just a pickup player.
What would you give him?
If I were to be honest, like completely honest on everything, I'd have to give him like a 74.
24. Okay. Colors! Goddamn chat. Listen, don't follow him on Twitter. Do not. If you guys follow him on Twitter, please unfollow him. I promise you, you don't want to follow him. He posts the craziest shit. So what are we thinking about Colors, man? What you thinking on this? It surprised the hell out of me the last week. What did he end up placing in the Shattered? Fourth. And let me see. Where did they place?
Let me see here. Trey had 15 kills. 21, 15.
Colors, they placed 6th in the first one, then went to the big one and placed 4th. Very good fucking placings out of them. Did very good. Did he compete in the Optic one?
Not sure. I think he did.
Okay. All right. Honestly, I'm gonna go. I think he's a B tier player, and I think he's had a B tier performance. Now, do I think he's A? Probably not. I don't know what you would consider A. I don't know if you would put what that would be, but let me see. Who did I vote? Who did I put in the 80s? I give an A in the 80s Wars. I would probably give him like 84, 85. No, 85. Let's go 85. That's what I would do for colors right now. They've done very, 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 very good recently. And I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. So let me know what you think.
How about Trey's ass, bro? I'm just kidding. Nah, Trey's good. I feel like, you know, I put him probably like around high 8. Like, nah, not high 80s. I probably put like 83.
83? Okay. Oh, shit. Whoops. The fuck? 83?
Yeah. I'm going to go with 84.
84? Okay. 84. All right. What about you, J God?
We'll go 83.
83. Okay. 83. All right. Oh, my love, Evan. I literally I was on the phone with him, FaceTime yesterday as we were cooking out. I love this guy. How do y'all think they placed yesterday? What was it? Third?
They got third, I believe.
Third. I think the kills were, do you guys have the list on you guys right now?
I can get that.
I can tell you how many kills they had.
How many kills did they have, that team as a whole? I know fucking Brax went fucking nuclear.
18, 28, and 17.
18,
Evan had 17.
18, 28, and 17. Evan with 18. I'm kind of, look, I said this yesterday, man. I'm curious with this squad, bro. I need to understand, you know, if what's his name is IGL, if Braxton is IGL, you know, what are the roles of the other guys, right? I know Braxton is in here, so he can kind of tell me. They've been playing very well. I guess in my head, maybe it's that when I played with Evan, he kind of was the IGL and the fragger at the same time, right? And if DJ support Ev, fuck it, do something.
No, that's actually
that
true.
is true.
It's literally true.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't want to be disrespectful, but like, yeah, that's like, I kind of felt like Evan was just kind of like a floater. And I mean, here for Braxton, that's kind of the way it is. I mean, what do y'all think about Evan, boys?
I can go first.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Evan, oh man, that's my dad, man. He's gonna ground me after this, but I don't think Evan is a great fit on this team if they want to win. Like, I think somebody like they need a fragger, and I think Evan needs to be that fragger because I think Brax is obviously a really good IGL, and I've been saying that since the beginning. Like, since they announced this trio, I said Brax needs to be the IGL. And obviously I played with DJ for a while. He's just kind of like a play around, like whoever. He'll do like the support role, dirty work kind of player. Like, Evan needs to be the fragger, but I don't see him thriving on a team he's not IGLing as a fragger. Like, I think he thrives when he's IGL. Like, I think when he's in control, he kind of is like the best version of Evan. So my opinion, I don't really see him ever getting to his fullest potential on this roster. Like, I think he's just like in a new role that doesn't really fit him, but nonetheless, they still got third. I mean, you know, so as a ranking, like right now, I would say like an 80 for me.
80. Oof. Okay. What? Oh wait, what's strong person? What about you, Sage?
I mean, I think Ev is really good. I think it's hard because when you see that 3-man, you always will think Ev is in the back because, you know, his background and he's the IGO and stuff like that. But I think he needs to learn how to initiate a fight. You know, I think DJ and Brax know exactly how to initiate a fight, but I feel like Ev is, I don't know if it's just from me, from watching and stuff like that. It probably might be way different looking over it, but I feel like he's scared to fight because he's scared to see what his teammates do. You know, I feel like that might be too hard to understand for viewers and stuff like that, but it's a whole mental game when you go into a customs. You know, it's really hard. Like, if Shifty dies in our team, in his head is like, he needs us to talk, you know, he needs us to communicate. Without that, the team's dead. You know, me and D are just flopping bags, you know. I honestly think Ev needs to find his true colors into that team, because right now they could be really good, but they're not right now. They're good, but they're not really good. I'd give them like an 82.
82. What about
Actually,
you, J?
83. I'd give it 83.
83.
I don't know. I mean, like the most recent tourney is the best he's played probably in a very long time. And it's kind of like there was flashes where he was playing like as good as you expect him to play from the past. Because it felt like there was a long stretch where it's like, okay, when's Evan going to do his thing? When's Evan going to do his thing? And yeah, yesterday I felt like he very much was doing his thing. So obviously with the smaller sample size, I would put him right around 83.
83. Look, I'm gonna fuck, man. No matter what I say right now, chat's gonna say that I'm biased, but I feel like we're ranking him a little too low, in my opinion. I mean, they just placed third. Yeah, sure, Evan. I think Evan has just kind of changed roles, man. Like, I think he went from being the fragger on the team and being the IGL while doing it to now he's kind of just a floater. I think they placed very fucking well. In my opinion, if you're placing top 3 in the most competitive thing possible, like, everybody's doing something. Everybody, like, look, bro, like, I don't think Evan has to drop the most kills. I don't care if Evan, as long as their team is making it to endgame consistently. Can Evan drop more? Sure. But honestly, man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to drop colors to 84. And I'm going to put Evan at 85. I don't know. I think Evan is still very good. I think they just need to solidify what Evan should be doing in certain fights. So yeah, that's me though. That's me. So yeah, that's my opinion. Now let's move on to Tekka. Intechs. I feel like I haven't seen Tekka too much. Tekka too much, man. What are y'all thinking?
I mean, he had bad yesterday. It was bad yesterday, right?
I mean, who has the thing? What placing?
What was even his team?
He was with Rias and Believe. They got 19th
yeah,
place,
okay, yeah.
11, 11, 13.
11, 13. I think I would have to put him like, what you said, 19th place? Yeah. Again, we want a lot of these guys have only had a couple, you know, there's not a lot of tournaments to go off of. So I'm going to say B tier. Now, do I put him bottom of B tier? Like, he's a good player, but they haven't done too hot, man. I think I would go like.
I feel like right now it's hard to judge people. For me personally, I don't know, like, you know, you can probably rub this into your own opinion, but I feel like it's hard to judge these people because I feel like they're not playing at their full potential. Like Ev, like everybody gets mad, like, oh, Ev got a lower ranking and stuff like that. But I feel like once Ev gets into his right spot and more into like their team, Ev could definitely be like to a high 80, like 90s area. Same thing with Tekka. I feel like Tekka, they don't really have their team right now. Like, they picked up Rias. I feel like that team is not good together. Rias, Butt, and Intechs. I feel like there's no IGL. I haven't watched them as much, but I think Tekka, in my opinion, would be around like a 74.
Okay, 74 for Tekka. That's here. Okay, what about you, Ebatez?
I think that's fair. I think he's constantly just kind of been in the middle of the pack, and like obviously yesterday was a bad day for him.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I know Tekka like he's like a good player, but I've never seen him like really like thrive. Like, he's never like broken like that like big tourney. Like, you know what I mean? It's like always like a constant like just middle of the pack, like, which sucks. Because I mean, even like World Series, like they got like I think 12th, which isn't like horrible, dude. Like, World Series was a very tough tournament. To get 12th was like, that's a solid placement, you know. But again, it's just like middle of the pack kind of thing. I agree with Sage. I'm gonna put him at like a 75.
5. Okay, 75. All right, J-God.
I'm going to say right around the 74 as well. Because of that, I mean, like, it was one of those ones where I felt like the end of Warzone 2, it was going towards up, but like they had all that nonsense, still managed to qual for World Series of Warzone, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, new year, nothing, it's not working.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to choose 76 just to be different. I'm gonna go 75, just because that's where I honestly think he is right now, and I think he can be better though. Now moving on to Gary. Oh my God, cute ass fool. What are your thoughts on Gary, guys?
I've had this talk with Dong, and I feel like it's hard because him and ScummN, when they're together, there's a lot of arguments. there's a lot of arguments. There's a lot of disagreement. There's a lot of, oh, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Gary's smart. Gary's discussing with a sniper. I feel like I feel like his fullest potential isn't there. So honestly, I'd have to give him like at least like a 77.
Okay. All right. Ebatez, what about you, Pops?
Dude, Gary's been actually like pretty consistent. Like, I feel like I mean, they got a 6th place finish the other day. That trio's like pretty solid in my opinion. Do we know what they got day 1? I think they got like top 3. They were kind of trolling though. Like, I think they got 3rd or something. They were just trolling, but I think their problem right now is like he doesn't know if he's the IGL or if Dongy is. I think that's like a discussion that they're having internally. They're kind of still trying to figure it out because they've only played a couple turns together.
You were in that call.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think in my opinion, I'm gonna put Gary at like an 80. I think he's right
I was gonna say the same thing.
Right there with Evan, in my opinion.
I would go 80. I agree on that. J-God.
I think I would do probably around 79, 80. 80's fair. I'll do 80.
Okay. All right. Now let's look at DJ, bro.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
first?
go ahead.
I'm starting. My ratings might be a little low, but I'm starting these ratings off how they're starting off rip. You know, this is not finalized ratings. You know, over time, these ratings are going to be really good, and most of these teams are still on the verge of working with each other. So, like, it might be a 77 for like Gary, Tekka, or like Ev, but later on they can go to high 80s and stuff like that. You know.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think everybody needs to know that, like, this is just season 1 or season 1.
People might be thinking too much of like last year, you know, but they need to start thinking more about this is a brand new game.
Kismet, you better start competing, Poppy. You better start competing, brother. Yo, so okay, DJ, Mr. DJ, what are y'all thinking? Talk to me.
Yo, Sage, go ahead. You can start. I don't want to be biased.
Hate his nades, bro. I hate his nades. I think DJ, and I'm gonna be straight honest, I think DJ is disgusting. I think he's smart as hell. I feel like he is that dirty work player that will get the dirty work done, you know? I feel like there hasn't been a time that for any of his teams, from what I've seen, that his teammates have been mad at something he does. Because I feel like he's a flawless anchor. I feel like he doesn't really think too much. I feel like he doesn't think too much for kills. I feel like he doesn't think too much for IGLing. I feel like he just puts everybody in check. I really think DJ is good. I put him honestly at a high 87.
Oh wow, okay. I like. Now we're cooking. Talk to me, Ebatez. What you thinking, man?
This is like my little seed right here.
Ooh, I like that.
Nah, this isn't gonna affect my rating on him right now, but like, just give you guys backstory. Like, me and DJ, like, I found out about him in like Verdansk. Like, I knew he was good. I kind of like taught him how to play customs. He'll even tell you like I was the one that taught him how to play customs. But with that being said, like, he got so much better than me, like, so fast. Like last year, like, I taught him some things, and I told him, like, you know, kind of looked at the game a little bit different in VODs, and he like kind of ran with it. Like, he like quickly became like just better, like one of the best players on our roster. Like, in my opinion, like, I was like the smart one on the team last year, and then he like quickly just became way better than me. It's been cool to kind of see him like turn it up and stuff. I know it was kind of like a conversation we had before last year. Like, we kind of like, I told him I was like pretty much done competing and that he should find a new roster and stuff. So I'm happy he's on a good one.
Okay.
I'm gonna put him at like an 88 because, yeah, like Sage said, he's just kind of does like the dirty work. He like will do literally whatever it takes for his teammates. He doesn't care about kills, doesn't care. He's very unselfish, and he'll always make the right play for his team.
Okay. You guys believe he's better than Evan?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Really? Okay. All right. Jacob, what about you?
I don't know. I was asking the same question in my head.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, maybe obviously you guys know because you've played with them and you played against them. But for me, I don't feel like I would take him over like a Colors or an Evan. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like, it does get into
maybe
like,
they just like, because he is doing the dirty work, that he doesn't shine as much.
They don't get the credit. Hey, Skullface last year didn't get any of the credit, bro, because he was under Shifty and Soka.
But yeah, for me, I would
you're not wrong.
Like, I would say that I would put him right around the same level of the 83, but I feel like that's way low compared to yours. So I'll still do the 83 though. Okay. I'm open to changing my mind.
I guess, let me give my opinion on DJ. I think last year, I think Ebatez had said he's one of the most underrated players in the game, and I think I started paying a little bit of attention more to him this year, and he shocked me. Again, I think you guys are right, and I think there's a lot of people who don't understand that, like how important doing the dirty work is. I've broken down, I've VOD reviewed people all last week, and I've caught things and I pointed out to stream. If you weren't in there, you probably wouldn't be able to know this, right? But I'd be like, look, him making this call just saved them the whole game. If this player didn't make this call and tell them to play like this, they would have died in this end game, because like positioning matters. Like throwing away your life sometimes for dumb reasons matters. Like a lot of people don't know the dirty shit. And I just, a lot of the casual audience would just watch a tournament and like, oh, what do they place? What are the top frags? Okay, that's it. Like they don't
just
really
look at kills and placement. That's all people look at.
Yeah, they don't really see.
People like when it comes to end game and people are like, oh, this guy just threw up a blood. But next thing you know, he gets bobbed back and he's the reason why their teammate places top 5.
Exactly.
Like people don't care. Like they just like, oh, he died, loser. They don't care as much.
I personally would not put him as high as 88, 87. I think I'm going to go 85 because I feel like, again, his teammates think differently, or at least Braxton does. I think he's about the same level as Evan right now. But hey, it's up for debate, right? I like that. There's different.
Honestly, I don't want to be too biased on Deej. I feel like if I were to be biased, I'd give Deej honestly higher than 90. Like if I were to be honest, I feel like he's disgusting. But this is for what most of the people don't see. People don't compete against him. People don't have his knowledge. People don't know anything about him because he's underrated for his team. You know, he's that guy in the freaking, like, just the shadows that does everything that, like, he's talking behind his teammate's ear, but no one's going to pick that up, you know? I think this year is bright for him.
Okay. I like that. I'm excited to see him go at it. Like that team, I said, I don't know if they work. And like, they proved me wrong. We'll get into Brax right now. Fucking Undertaker, bullshit ass, Triple H, motherfucker. All right. Clamp. What are y'all thinking about Clamp, guys?
Probably a 70. I haven't seen much of him. I think he has been in some of these tourneys, but I don't think they've shown up.
Has he played in these? I'm gonna be honest.
I think he played with Miri TV and King Madi. No.
Did they make it?
I don't know. I don't know if they played the
so.
qualifier. I don't think they qualified.
I don't think they qualified.
No,
they didn't. Is there enough to really rate them? You think? Let's before we get into the ratings, like, do you think there's enough to rate
I don't think
him
there's
right
enough
now?
to rate him on. I don't think there's enough to rate him on. Besides 2v2 switcheroo tournaments, which we don't really. That's not fair.
And the fact that he didn't qual, is that enough to not?
No.
I feel like he's not able to play at his full potential right now. I'm gonna keep that a buck. I can't give him a rating. I feel like if he's on the right team, then a lot of people will see how good he is. But right now, I feel like he needs to be on a different team. I definitely don't think I should give him a rating because I feel like he doesn't deserve one yet. He needs to grind more and be on the right team. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys, is everybody in agreement that he would be unranked right now?
He's unranked.
I think that's fair.
Okay. All right. So we'll do this so JD knows unranked. Go. And then,
because I feel like, you know, when there's movement into scale for this game, his ratings go up by like 15, you know, compared to last year. Like last year, people might have seen him like as a free blood and stuff like that. But honestly, like when movement comes to play, like if we want to go ahead and look back, he 1v3'd freaking Skull, Mayapo, and Soka. He 1v3'd them, and he is different on movement. I feel like he is not playing his best potential right now because he is probably not on the best team.
Yeah. Who is his team right now? Miri
and
I think King Mati.
Yeah, King
Is it
Mati.
Maddie? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now Alb, Ahtract. I said this once and I'll say it again, and I'll continue to vouch for this guy. Alb is, like, for some reason always under everybody's radar.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I know for sure.
Alb is very fucking good. And so how has his placements been? Let's see.
Well, I think in the qual they got 6, I think we said, and then they finished up in 4th. The finals.
Yeah, because it's him, Colors, and
Trick.
Trick Empathy. Yeah. So what would you guys say for Alb? I think he's definitely B in the B tier area.
I agree.
I'll give him 76.
76.
Yeah.
Okay. That just so you know, for like, do you think that Colors is better than him?
I feel like his individual. If I were to take it as like skill wise, I feel like Trey is like not smart, but he actually can do more than Alb. But like if they were, I don't know, like it's hard to put them together because I feel like Ahtract, if he's put into his right placement, like he has been recently, like he has probably Trick as IGL, Trey as Slayer, and he's that anchor. I feel like Alb can honestly be like 84. I don't know. I feel like I want to see him play more. I haven't seen him play that much. That's why my rating might be a little low, but I want to see him play more.
Okay. All right, Ebatez, what you think?
I think 76 is very low, my opinion. I have Alb at about an 84.
Okay.
I actually asked him to play this tournament before I asked NK and Grommelok. I wanted to play with him and Vonbot, but he was already with Trey, which was I was pretty upset about it because I know how good Alb is. And playing with him, he makes the game easy. He's like another DJ, Finn, not as good as Skullface, but like that type of player, you know what I mean? Kind of just like that, overseeing, like a co-IGL, makes the game easy. I think 84.
Okay. J-God.
78.
78. I'm gonna go somewhere in between, man, and because I think I would say B, and if we're doing 81, 80 as that, I think I definitely think Alb is at that. I'm gonna go 81 at the 81 for me. I would say B. And then where now this going forward with the next, season 2, season 3, season 4, I want to see how far he can climb up because I can guarantee this. I don't see him dropping down. That's my opinion. I don't see him going lower than that. And I can only see him climbing the rankings. Braalik, I want to get Sage's opinion on Braalik. What's up, man? Talk to me.
I don't even think he's on a team, is he?
Has he played?
With Lula. He's been played with Lula.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they qualified, but they did not do well.
I feel like he hasn't played a lot, has he?
No, I feel like he. I mean, he could have been on a good team, honestly, but egos come to show in this scene and stuff like that. I don't want to rank Braalik right now because I feel like he still needs to work on finding his team right now.
Is it enough to rank him right now? No? What do you think, Ebatez?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Is there enough to rank Braalik right now?
I don't think so. I don't think it's fair. He hasn't been able to play with, I think, a team that he wants to. Like, I know he enjoys playing with Lula, but I think if, like, World Series came around, I don't think he would play with her, if that makes sense.
Okay, so would you put him at unranked? He tied for A.
I would unrank him.
Okay.
I would unrank him.
This just goes to show that even somebody that's on the verge of, like, high B, possible A tier player,
he's disgusting.
Could be unranked.
Yeah, he's very good. He's very good. I think Braalik's, the reason a lot of people don't play with him, I think, is because he has a lot of public match tendencies. I think I actually was playing with him last year. Me and DJ were, and I think we ran into a lot of that. And I think he, from at least what I experienced, doesn't put in the time off stream, VOD review, talking to people. Like, I had such a hard time getting him in core just to VOD review and stuff. I think so. Like I said, I just think that scares a lot of people. Like, I don't think people want to give him a chance because, like Sage said, he's insane. Like, the guy's gunny is insane. Like, he's like one of those guys that you just send in a building, he gets a kill, he's one shot, he gets out, and he's plating up, and you bait. Like, people are like, he's trying to get the trade, and he's slippery. Like, he's a very talented player, but I think he just needs to get on a team and develop as a player.
Okay, all right. Now let's go with Belk. I think fair to say, he's the same as Apathy and Select. I think I had him at 72. I think you guys had him at 70. For me, I don't think, obviously, he's had the greatest season 1. Thoughts, boys?
I can't rank him.
I think we can't rank him.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him on a different roster because I feel like Belk actually does want it. And I don't think they're all aligned. I think, like we said, I mean, I could be wrong with Slack and Apathy. Maybe they're in court every night, watching VODs and like trying to get better. But from the perspective that I have is that they don't want it, and they they got their families, they're doing good on stream content, dude. Their content's amazing, their streams are always good vibes, whatever, they're killing it, and they probably just want to spend time not VOD reviewing and hanging out with their family. It's like, dude, they're like their dads, you know what I mean? It's like such an understanding thing. But I feel like right now Belk is like, he wants to compete, like, you know what I mean? He just obviously got let go from the DBZ trio, and I'm sure he's like, well, I want to freaking prove myself, you know what I mean? So yeah. I think he needs to get on a different roster.
Okay. I mean, I think it's unfair to not rank him if we're ranking his 2 other teammates.
I think 70 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 70, honestly. If there was even a ranking to go off of, I'd still give it 70.
J-Gods, do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking that beforehand. I was like, I don't feel like when has he played?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I haven't seen him play at all.
Yeah,
I think it was more when I was thinking about Zlaner and obviously Destroy's coming up next.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like, obviously we saw them play a couple times, but I feel like I've seen Belk play at all.
Okay. All right. Now moving on to Destroy. Mr. D, what is everybody's opinion? I know a lot. Obviously, he's fucking twisted with everything. Like, how do you think he's been performing lately? I know a lot of people kind of said that they think that he should switch rosters. What now? You know, we ranked. Let me see. Where is he? 80, 78, 76, 78. Now, where do you see Destroy for season 1 right now?
I'd give him a 90.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think he's that high right now? That good of a player at the moment?
I think he's good. I feel like I can't take away his his actual skill compared to his team. You know, it's hard. I feel like he's really good. He knows how to calm. He knows how to keep his team composed. I feel like he probably does lay himself down a little bit when it comes to like that composure. I feel like he does rage off a little bit, but he's instantly like this to snap back into action, you know?
Okay.
I think he plays his role perfect, honestly.
Okay, so you put him at a 90. Ebatez, what do you think, Ben?
I agree with Sage. It's funny, like, because I know people are gonna be like, well, how'd you guys put Raul and Z so low? Like, I think D's like an 87 in my opinion. I was telling you earlier, like, I think he's a top IGL in my opinion. He keeps his teammates in check, all on the same page. You go watch him. He's like, yo, like, listen to me. Like, he talks very like Soka, you know, like everybody on the same page. He's a good player. Yeah, I don't think he should change rosters. Like, I don't think you blow it all up and just like.
Hello?
Oh, he froze. He froze.
All
All right. Well, I'll keep talking until he comes back in. But what I'll say is, I was gonna say around an 88. Oh, there he's back. He's back.
I'm back. My internet's been cutting in and out. I'm gonna leave the call and then join back real quick. If that's fine.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Everything's everywhere.
Yeah. He should be back pretty quick though.
Oh shit.
There he is.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
You guys talking shit?
Just a little bit, but you're back now. No, just like.
Okay. So continue what you're saying. Oh, he's crashed again.
Yeah, it's cutting out right now, man. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, is he there? Yeah, hello?
Yeah, he's having issues.
Yeah,
so I'll say that like for a while now, I felt like Destroy has always been like the best in the group. But I felt like over the past year, it's only separated, partially because of that lack of time being put in or passion from, it felt like Zlaner being the content side, like you said, and then Belk not competing for a year, that didn't help. And then all the conflict. And then I think even now he's performed very well. Every time we've watched quite a bit of them playing. And I think even in the last tourney, not the yesterday's, but their qual day, I think was like, he was doing the most.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like for D, my opinion, again, like we're trying to be as consistent as possible, right? And like, if their placements haven't been that good, that's not to say, oh, we should rank all 3 of the teammates the exact same, because that's not the case, right? But you know, if for example, I rated Zlaner an 80, and then where's fucking, what's his name? I think he's all the way down here. Raul in 81, like, I think I have to go. I don't know if I could really rank Destroy as high as you guys are saying, right? I think for me, 85, based off their placements for the whole stage 1 or season 1. So again, they could be, whether they stick together, whether he goes somewhere else, his rating is definitely going to go up, but I'm just going to try to stay as consistent as possible. And the first number off rip that I was thinking about was 85, solely based on everything else, you know? Brad, if you would like to join, hop in Discord. I would love to get your opinion on things. It'd be cool to hear.
Get in here.
Yeah, you don't have to do face cam actually, because then it'll ruin the overlays, but you can come in and what's it called? And come in here, bro. So now, Braxton. All right, all good, baby. Don't worry about it, bro. Braxton. I got some opinions on Braxton. Okay, I got some opinions, bro. Wait, did he say he's feeling like Drake right now in bed?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. That's insane energy. I can't lie. That is actually insane.
Okay. What's your thoughts on Braxton? I know Braxton is foaming at the mouth right now, waiting to just hear everything we say. Talk to me. I want to know your guys' opinion. He surprised the fuck out of me. Outslayed, was fucking IGL through the roof, had insane placements, got third in that tournament, and then fucking dropped 28 kills. I think was tied for second in slaying of the whole tournament.
I feel like
Very good.
I feel like I'm not surprised. Like I know I was looking at the ratings like we did in October. I had him at an 87, which I feel like that's like pretty good, you know. And like obviously, they're on a new team now, kind of like just adjusting to some new things. Like I feel like I'm really not surprised by that. I thought the 75K was like a little of a, not like a like, not just like a random thing, but like I didn't really base like I know he had second fragger in the 75K as well, but I was like not trying to base it off of that too. I was like, that's kind of like a content tourney, like, you know, in my opinion. So the fact that he showed up to a tournament like this, also top 2 frag, I feel like it just kind of solidifies like what we had him ranked as like in October. So
what are you gonna put?
I think it's fair to put him at like an 89.
89. Okay. Sage, what about you, Poppy?
You know what? Fuck that kid, but I still give a 90.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Braxton. Let's put it that way. I don't like him, but I'll put him at 89.
Okay.
When it comes to competing, it's fuck him. Honestly, it's you know I don't care, but at the end of the day, we're in the same org, so I gotta.
Oh
business is
shit!
business,
Yeah,
you know?
give me some beef. Give me some beef, baby.
I mean, you seen Twitter, bro. But I mean,
Oh shit!
like as much as like Brax is the bronze bomber, but like
Bronze Bomber's crazy.
it's just like, come on, bro. I need more out of you. I want you to keep pushing, dog. Even though like you might not like my teammate, that means I don't like you. So keep pushing, bro. Move strong.
All right, Jago, what about you, Poppy?
I'm gonna say 87.
87. Okay.
I feel like obviously he has definitely continued to move hella fast up, but I still feel like personally, if I'm gonna choose between the players that we've gone, I don't think he's better than Destroy in my opinion. But maybe it's, I don't know.
I think he is right now. I think he is, which is why I would put him. I'm probably gonna go 89 on Braxton. I would say 90s is where you start to see the S tier players. And I told him this, and you know he tweeted at me, put some respect on my name or whatever. But I told him he needs to do that. Good. You had one good placement, one top 3, one top frag, right? Do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again.
Yep.
Like that's what I want to see out of Brax, because he can.
Like I'm like Hector, you said I wasn't a top 5 IGL. Like I still don't think he's a top 5 IGL, but I do think he's definitely a good IGL. Like there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. By the way, Shifty D, I see you guys in and Adrian, I see you guys in the Discord. If you guys want to hop in, give your opinions. I would love to fucking hear everything, guys. It's about to get fucking interesting. We're in the top 20. So I'm gonna go 89. We're about to get to the top 20. It's about to get good, chat. So if there's any time to tune in, it's right now. Dongy, what y'all think about Dongy?
I've had a talk with him about his role. I think he's having some trouble right now. I feel like
God's coming. I don't know if I want to let ScummN join this shit.
I think Dong's really good, honestly. I mean, can't look at the past, you got to focus on this year.
Yeah, right now.
He's really good. He still has more potential to go off of, so I'd honestly give him like 89.
89. Okay, Dongy. And they placed 4th yesterday?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, no Alt F4, no Dong. That is crazy.
I think they got 6 yesterday. I think they got 6.
6? Okay. I agree
with Sage, man. I could see him easily being like an S tier top like player if they figure out their roles. I think they need to get in court and hash it out. I know this team, like they like Dongy was saying, like they FaceTime, they've talked, like they're, it seems like they have like pretty good off the court, like just like habits and stuff. Off the court, I said off, like, off game like habits, as far as like developing as a team. But they need to like establish like, when this person makes the call, whether it's Gary or Dongy, we listen to that person. It's okay for them to co-IGL and whatever, but when one person makes the call, it's like there's like hesitation on their team right now because I don't think they understand like who's making the call. Like I was watching their VODs a little bit and it's like there's just a lot of talking back and forth. I think when you get in these like really sweaty lobbies like it was yesterday, those like hesitation calls are what's going to get you killed in the end. Like you can't hesitate. So I'm going to put I'll probably put him at like an 87 right now. I think is a good spot for him. But I have no doubt that if they figure that stuff out, that trio could easily start turning up in these tourneys, and then maybe he sneaks into the 90s.
Okay. What about you, J God?
I'm going 87.
87. Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing right now, man. I obviously cannot put him at the same level at Brax. I'm gonna go, I think, a fair based off, again, I know we're all using our own individual, like if you look at all our lines, we have to be consistent. I would put him at like an 86. That's where I would put him right now if I'm trying to be consistent as possible. Now let's talk about ScummN. Oh, this man, this guy is let's just be honest, bro. A lot of people don't like ScummN, but he's very fucking good. He's very fucking good. What do y'all think about him?
He's good. Yeah, he's a slayer. He does right for his team. I feel like Ebatez already talked about it. They need to hash more shit out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They need to, I feel like once that team clicks, probably they might do trouble. But they play sixth, right? Sixth, right?
Sixth, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like they need to work on more stuff and get back into the lab and see what's best for them.
Okay.
I'd probably rate them maybe the same as Dongy. I feel like they're both good, honestly.
Okay, so you would put him at 89?
Yeah.
Yeah, 89. All right. Ebatez, talk to me.
This guy's easily one of the best in the world when he wants to be. I would say that, like, when he wants to be, I mean that. Like, I don't know if it's like a joke sometimes or what, but he's insane. Like you just don't want to get in a close range gunfight with this, like when he's just actually turned. Like, so, I mean, they've been consistent. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to put him, I'll probably put him at 87, like right there with Dongy, because I feel like they're kind of just on the same page right now.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I mean, ScummN has consistently been one of the best for 3 years now, and I feel like it's just a matter of time before that team starts getting things going.
Okay. Jago, what about you?
87 again.
87. Okay.
It's like back to back to back. I mean, it's getting pretty similar, I would say, players, for my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm faded for this take, but I think he again, I don't mean this in the sense of like, yo, y'all should, I don't want to start any internal arguments between the team, but I think he is better than Dongy. And so for me, if I put Dongy in 86, I would put him at 89 for me. That's where I would kind of have him at. Now let's go. Why is Pence so fucking tiny here?
What the fuck?
Oh, bro. All right, let's go to Joe, man. I know this is about to get interesting when it comes to Joe. I know he didn't have the craziest performance yesterday, and I know a lot of people were blaming it on him. I think obviously they placed what place did they place yesterday?
They placed really bad.
Like really bad,
they
yeah.
got 14th.
Yeah,
Joe
14.
had 8, Brad or Skull at 17, and Brad at 21.
Yeah, so Joe. Go ahead.
But that score is like Savvy Ultra, for example, heavily weighted towards that first match where we were watching like Breadman like play about as good as we've seen Breadman in that solo alive play at the end game there. And if they don't have that phenomenal game, they're probably close to like 25th or something stupid. They did not play good the rest of the day. That was pretty much their only like shining moment. So it's kind of like even that one game wasn't great. I mean, like if you factor that out, the rest of the performances were like mediocre.
Yeah. Okay. What would you give him, J-God?
Joewo? I don't know. I mean, it's tough with the Joewo.
I mean, comparatively, right, where you put everybody else, what number do you think feels good for you?
Somewhere around 84, I feel like.
84? Okay. All right. What about you? Either or. Sage, Bates?
I give him an 85.
85. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna put Joe at an 82.
82.
I feel like
No,
to talk about this team a little bit real quick. Like I feel like last year with Limax was like their fragger, and Joe kind of played that like he played off Limax. I think this year Joe needs to be the fragger. So I think he's having a hard time adjusting. Again, a lot of teams are like this right now. We've talked about this. Aiden, all those guys. Like there's just like there's roles right now that people haven't really figured out completely. I think Joe needs to play a lot more aggressive. I've noticed like watching their VODs, they play very heavily off of Bread. If Bread's not getting a first knock, they don't push anything. And I'd like to see Joe like kind of be a little bit more aggressive because I think he should be the fragger and he can easily be the fragger. Like I could see Joe getting out of tourneys dropping 30, 40. Like I could. It's because he is also two of the best role players in my opinion in the game on his team. So I think it's just a matter of like them getting on the same page and like, yo, Joe, go. Like if I'm like Bread and Skull, I'm telling Joe to fly. Like I'm very confident Joe's gunny, movement, everything. Just go fly. Like they're gonna put him in the right spot. So I think Joe's playing a lot slower than he needs to right now, and I think that's why he's like I think that's why he didn't get as many kills in the finals. But I have no doubt that he could easily be a fragger.
I think, and I mentioned this a little bit yesterday with the Breadman being that opening break with the 2-shot sniper or whatever the hell. The zones weren't necessarily set up for that because they were all close quarters, so they didn't really get that. Like, he wasn't teeing up Joe like you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I think I feel like we're all pretty accurate. Like, we all kind of agree. You can't, again, their placements have been very good with the exception of yesterday. Like, that team is arguably, I think we can all agree, a top 3 team. I don't know what happened yesterday. And again, there's not many tournaments to base this off of, man. So I'm gonna go 84 for Joe at the moment, and we'll see if they're able to kind of bounce back from that in season 2. Again, I hope there is I don't know. They haven't announced any tournaments, so I'm hoping we get some tournaments. I don't know if they're gonna get one this week. Normally there is a tournament like a day or two after the season drops. I'm hoping that that
You think we get a Fortune's Keep tourney or something?
I would think if there's any tournament that's coming, it's gonna be a Fortune's Keep.
Yeah,
for sure. So we'll see. Otter, boys, what do y'all think about Otter? Now we're about to get into the nitty gritty. This is where everybody's feelings are about to get hurt. So I'm excited for this, man. Let's go. Top 15, top 20.
Hector, you're up, man. Start it off.
Yeah, you want me to start off, Otter? Okay, they placed first in the first week, right? And then let's see, what did they place yesterday?
They did pretty good, actually. I think they got.
I don't want to get it wrong.
They got 5th.
Okay.
Fifth, yeah.
Top 5. Otter has obviously shown how good he has been, very consistent. Yesterday's scores. Thank you so much, puppy. Wait, did I have this already?
Yeah.
Oh no, I had the other one. Okay. So yeah, they finished 5th, and I mean, Otter has always been a very good fucking player. And I mean, did they play? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Rated's in here. But what did they place in the Optic 100K?
I think that's for. I think Reese is in chat. I feel like he can answer that. I don't know.
6. Yeah. So, top 5, top 6. Very good player. I have to give a number. I feel like Otter is at the top with the big dogs. I would consider Otter definitely an A-tier player. I would probably go 89. 89. What about you guys?
I think Johnny is a hard kill. Honestly, I feel like he's a slippery and slidey guy. Like, he can disappear in an instant. I mean, I know more about him than probably anybody, honestly, because I've been watching him compete for the last 3 years. And he has that anchor role to keep his team in check. I feel like Reese he probably makes sure they're on check as an IGL. And I mean, later on we'll talk about Mayapo, because I mean, Mayapo is a different person.
Yeah, I'm a fucking different.
But I think Johnny he's great. Honestly, I put him at 89.
89. What about you, Ebatez?
You know what's funny is, like, I feel like Mayapo and Otter have both had like a bad year in my opinion, and it's crazy that they're still doing really well. Like, those guys are honestly 2 of the best in the game. I think 89 is a little high in my opinion. I probably have them at like an 86. I think they've been playing really well, but not as good as other people. And I feel like that's just crazy because they've not only, like, I feel like they haven't been playing to their potential of like who they are as players, but they've still been doing well. I mean, they just got top 5 in that tourney, and I still feel like they're just not finding their groove yet. So I think by World Series, if we get one, these guys are going to be good, man. Like, they'll be dialed, I feel like, by then.
Okay. All right. Jago, what about you?
I don't know. That one's tough because I feel like they obviously play better when they have certain people that they're playing with. Obviously, when they're playing with Rated, it helps quite a bit. And I think if you move them to other teams, I don't know if they necessarily play like the level they're playing with Rated and together. So for me, I feel like that's a knock on them because there's players that you can just shuffle around other teams and they're still going to perform. I don't know. That's so weird. I feel like I was going to say 85, but I don't know. I feel like that's low. And you guys saying 89s.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you say. That's what you say.
Okay. All right. Going on. Oh, this one's going to get so controversial, bro. Going on to my main man, FIFA, bro. Look, man, let's look at yesterday's performance. Let's look at all his performances in season 1. And, you know, where are they?
Ooh, Joe, we can switch that up quick.
What happened?
Just kidding.
What happened?
He said if we could do the whole list without audio cheese.
Where so they got 15th. And again, so sadly, guys, they're sadly, bro, they weren't able to play with their full team, and obviously that makes a huge impact into the way they perform. But sadly, this is a season 1 recap, and if you know if they didn't play good, they didn't play good. They did win a 2v2 phase 1, right? So we will, you like see that. How did they place in when they did play when what's his name got fucking banned? Do you guys remember what they placed in Optic? Yeah, what did they place in the Optic?
I actually don't know.
I'm not too sure.
They won the 50K EU as well. Again, so what do you guys think? They got 4th in the Optic. 4th in the Optic.
They got 4th on the Optic. I think with their real team, I feel like they shine the most. Honestly, it's hard putting Exium onto that team because Exium is I feel like he plays his life more than slays, and he probably didn't. Exium, I would say honestly, I don't know from his point of view, but I feel like Exium didn't know what he was supposed to do for that team.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I was saying earlier.
I think you put Juki's back onto that team is where FIFA probably shines the most as IGLing, because if he has to keep putting Lee on check as to like play this, play that, play this, play that, like instead of going for kills, because I feel like I've seen FIFA a lot going for kills rather than playing his actual role and leading his team to like zones and shit. I'd give FIFA like a 92. 92. Okay. What
about you, Puppy? Sage. Fucking.
I think a 90 is definitely fair. I'm excited to see Juki's back and kind of see how that trio is performing.
Okay. All right. Jacob, what about
you? Based off just the tournaments alone, it's kind of split because he did pretty well in the 2v2. He won the other tournament. That was another 2v2. They did okay. Now I don't know. I feel like an 80. 89. But I feel like once they get the shit settled, it's gonna be like a 94 or something.
It's hard, right? Because like you see the way that they're playing, and you know that that's not what they're capable of. They won 2v2s. They obviously FIFA plays pretty consistent in everything that he plays. Because the only thing that he's been bad at has been the Twitter tournaments, but that shit don't matter.
Because you got to factor in, like literally like 2 weeks ago, we were saying he's part of that top 5 conversation. Mm-hmm. Like right, exactly. That's crazy to fall into like the 8. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I'm gonna go with Ebatez's rating. I'm gonna go 90 for the kid. FIFA again. It sucks, right, that they don't have their team. They didn't play the tournament for 2 months or how long? Chat was he? Was guys? We're not talking about LAN. We're talking about stage 1 or season 1.
I think his suspension's over next week.
Yeah, it's over already. Yeah. It's over already. So it was February. I think he said February, the start of February, it's over. So it sucks, right? But it is what it is. Ultimately, though, FIFA's top fucking player. Yeah, 2 months, bro. Sadly.
It's actually insane.
Yeah, I will say these ratings are going to be skewed for FIFA, Lennon. I mean, Juki's, we probably shouldn't even rate him. Just because of everything that went down. So moving on to Smitty. What do y'all think of what y'all think about Smitty? This guy, he's fucking good. He's fucking good. Very fucking good, actually. Let me throw it out there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we talked about their team. What do we think? How do we think that they're working, man? I don't know. They're having issues. Are they blowing it up or are they continuing? Do we know?
I hope they talk it out more. I'm honestly not sure too much on it.
I think it's too early to blow it up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, what do y'all? I would have to go. I'd go based off my numbers I'm seeing for the last 10 people. I mean, he's very good, but I'm gonna go 88, 87, 88. That's where I would put him at. 87, 87. Where would you put him at?
Like an 88.
88. What about you, puppy?
I got him at an 87.
87? 87.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I want to see that team thrive, but I don't know if they will. But I want them to. So it's weird.
Okay. Now, Jacob, what you thinking, man?
I feel like I'm going to say a lower number because that's the number I would give them if they were performing like towards my expectation of where they should be. So since they're not there, I'm going to say a couple points lower. So I'll go 84.
Okay. 84. All right. Oh, Pens. Oh my God, bro. I love that we added Pens in here, bro. Listen, man, I still, to this day, I still have a lot of hope for Pens, and I hope that this man can turn it around. Very good player. Like when he just like, I feel like people always call him a bot slayer, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's that he's good at killing bots. I think he's confident against bots, and against the big dogs and big tournaments, he's not confident at all. And for those, the people that are competitors, you know how important like confidence is. So Pens like, I mean like 71, bro, 72 type shit. I'm gonna do 71. Jacob, talk to me.
I'll do the same.
71.
I feel like realistically, he hasn't been given a real shot, like because obviously he's new, so the sample size is small, and it's just kind of rough. I mean, I would realistically go a 70, like as unranked.
Okay. Ebatez,
so we don't have to rank him low.
Can't lie, Hector was a Pens glazer.
I was
laser.
Okay, sorry, I believe in people, man. You fucking assholes.
I know, but I was saying you're like Swagg and Booya need a person like Pens, and I was like, bro, he ain't even ever played it. He ain't ever played a tournament. I didn't think he was gonna fumble when the Brights got super light. But not even that. I think it's like it's an experience thing. Like obviously we talked about Swagg and Booya haven't like really competed. They don't like play tournaments, Twitter tourneys, of course. They don't get their reps in. So playing with somebody who's like a rookie, it was just I knew it was just a recipe for disaster. I know Pens is a good player, but he needs to get on a team or have Shifty get in court and coach him up. Like he needs reps, you know? He needs reps, and he needs reps with players who have experience because he needs to get coached. If he really does have Gunny like you say he does, then he needs to start learning the game a little bit more because like it's just you know,
he's got the Gunny. I still
for sure.
He's got the Gunny, bro. I think I do
Playing
think he could be good.
He's making excuses, bro. He's making excuses, and I don't like that. I'm gonna put him at a 70.
Okay, 70 for my boy. Oh shit, whoops. All right, here's 70. All right, what about you, Sage?
I think he's a moron, honestly. I mean, you gotta use your head, you know. He has the Gunny. I mean, little man can shoot. I mean, that comes with being that age, you know. Once you're young, you know, you got all that stuff. I think Pens just needs to play more. I'm gonna give him a 70. I can't rate him honestly, but in my head, I think you're a moron. But you gotta use your head more. You gotta listen to your teammates.
Okay. All right. Let's go down.
If I ask Pens right now, like where teams landed, do you think he would know? Like, has he done enough odd review to know where other teams land?
He'll know where bots land, but not where he lands.
No, I'm talking about customs. Like, if I asked him right now, like, where does Bread land? Where does Soka land? Where does Sage land? Where does Jace land? Like, would he know? Has he done enough? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, has he put in the time to learn the game? Because you can't just show up to these customs and start frying at 18. Like, it's just not going to happen. Anyways, sorry. Was that mean?
Wait, there it is. All right. So now let's get into. Now we're gonna start approaching slowly the top 5. And you know, this is, guys. Again, I want to reiterate this for like the 100th time because I see competitors. I see fucking chat. You guys getting butthurt. Guys, please don't get butthurt at this. This is just 5 people's opinions, and at the end of the day, what we think does not matter. This is just our opinions, and that's it, man. Chat, this is not set in stone yet, guys. For those just saying, why is Lennon at 13? Guys, this is just, everybody's at 0 right now. It's not fucking, it's not there. Rated, man. Okay. Arguably, I think I had him in my top 5 list for IGLs. I said this before and I'll say it again. I don't think there's more than 5 good IGLs. My opinion right now, that is probably the most rare thing to have. Is a good IGL, and I think there's only about 5 teams that have a good IGL. 30 teams compete in any given time, and I think that Rated is one of them, and he's a great asset to any team. Go ahead.
I would say 5 is probably too few because I just thought of the 5, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm leaving off so and so. Yeah. So it's probably 7 or 8, somewhere in there. But yeah, I agree. with what you're saying.
I disagree. There's only 5, bro, and that's
Okay,
I had
so
a hard
look,
time getting 5.
Let's go. So we got
What?
FIFA.
Yeah,
FIFA. Rated.
rated for sure. Rated for
Tommy. Redman. Hisoka. Shifty.
You know, I didn't put FIFA right now as my top 5. I didn't put him that the rest of the list I did. That's the only person I didn't. Take it how you will. This is my opinion. Take it how you will. That's my opinion. So what do you, Jacob? Give me a rating for rated.
I'm gonna. That's my probably first over 90. I'll probably go like 90, 92.
Me too.
I don't know. I might have to adjust it once I get into these other ones, but I feel like 92 is a good number.
All right, Ebatez, talk to me.
Dude, he's been cooking, man. I think like we knew like I like the pairing. I think we talked about it at the beginning of the year when him and the Milk Bags announced, like we talked about it when everyone did their roster announcements. Like I knew these guys were gonna be good. I think a 93 in my opinion is I mean, I think he definitely deserves it, like especially after yesterday.
Okay, 93. All right, now Sage, talk to me.
I'd give him a 92.
92. Okay, 92. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna put him at 92. Again, near the top 10, we will probably start changing things because we're gonna start to see, oh well, if he's 92, he's better than this guy, and we'll adjust. So bear with us as we kind of go through this, right?
I'll definitely tweak all of mine's a bit.
Yeah, I think once we get to the top 10 for sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now noobs, Eddie, talk to me, man. Sage.
Little Juan. Yeah, my shit's not.
Your camera. Yeah, I was gonna say, put your hand and then it should focus.
Go back. I don't know why it's acting like that. It's probably because of the.
There we go.
Oh, the hoodie probably.
Yeah. I love Eddie. I mean, Eddie's really good. Comparing to last year's ratings, honestly, Eddie was considered like 90 something.
Okay.
I think now he is probably still high up there. I think I don't know. Sometimes it sucks seeing him because he's usually the first one dead and stuff like that. But he could shoot, you know. Yeah, he has a shot. He has a brain. He knows exactly what to do. He knows how to fit his team. It might be a little troublesome here and there, but at the same time, that comes with timing in with your teammates. I think Eddie I put him at a 92.
Yep. All right. Ebatez.
Yeah, I like 92. I think that's where we had him back after World Series as well. I think he's just transitioning into this new roster. I think Soka's very I think Soka's been really hard on him, in my opinion. I think Soka's been kind of a dick to him, to be honest. Like a lot of blaming and stuff.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, I
think
feel like a lot
he
of stuff
doesn't
that
play as
happens is,
confident.
I feel like it's not Noobs' fault. And yeah, he hasn't been as confident as we've seen him in the past because I think there's a lot of blame game. But I think they're kind of getting over that. Obviously, they got a second place yesterday. I'm sure Soka's kind of like, you know, not being a dick as much. And I'm sure he's like, he knows how good Ed is. I'm sure he's just being hard on him, trying to like get him into that mentality of like, you know, I'm sick of seeing Shifty win and Sage and Biffle. Like I'm sure Soka just probably wants to win, which is probably why he's being a lot harder on Ed than normal. So I feel like Ed hasn't been as confident this year because of all that, but they locked it in yesterday. Little top 2 finish, not too bad.
Okay. So what would you give him?
92. Yeah,
wait, sorry. Yeah, J God.
Very good.
I think I'm gonna go 92, and then I'm gonna raise rated to 93.
Okay, yeah. I mean, again, we might adjust these, but for me, I would go 91 just because I think rated is playing better at the moment, and that's not to say anything about noobs, but I think maybe is this roster? Is he not the greatest on this roster, right? Like we saw how he played with Tommy and them, and on this roster is, you know, obviously we've heard a lot that there's been a lot of bickering and stuff like that, and you know, maybe he's not as confident playing with Soka. So I don't know. That doesn't mean that he's worse, but I think on this team might not be the best fit for him in my opinion. So yeah. So now let's go to Tommy. Sage, talk to me, man. On Tommy, got number 1 on the first or won the first tournament, and then obviously played. Got, let me see, was it week? Whoops, yeah, They got fifth on the qualifiers, and then went to finals, and then played really bad, and they got 24th. So what you thinking about that roster right now?
I think Tom's, I mean, consecutively still top IGL. I still know he has the most brain knowledge in customs. He can tell you exactly where people and how people play. He is somebody who you won't see him, like, probably from a viewer's perspective, you might be like, oh, you know, he's just IGL, but like Tommy does a lot of like a little bit of dirty work. He knows formations and stuff like that to take out teams. I'd give Tommy at this moment right now, knowing how like their teams, like say yesterday, I guess, like, you know, they didn't play the best and stuff like that. I'd give him a 90.
90? Okay.
Gary.
I'm about to say, I literally said,
Gary.
I literally went in here and I said Gary's one of the people I love the most, but I gotta be honest. That's crazy that he said that. That's crazy that he said that when I literally just said Gary's like one of my, like, I love Gary so much, bro. But all right, it's all good. It's all good. All right. So what would you put him right here? What did you say?
I said 90.
90? Okay. All right. Now, Ebatez, what do you think about Tommy?
Yeah, I think a 90 as well. I'm gonna kind of backpack off stage a little bit. I also watched their VODs because obviously, remember, we kind of tuned in and they were bickering a little bit. So I actually, like, after that stream,
Well, chat was saying they were bickering more than they probably were, right?
Well, it was pretty bad. I mean, it wasn't like horrible. Like it was nothing like whenever Shifty was going at Almond on stream that one day. Like it was nothing like that. But it was there was definitely like just some disagreements. They were talking to each other. But no, I mean, just watching their VODs, like I just think it's just a role thing right now. I think, you know, Huskerrs is probably used to IGLing. I think he should kind of give Tommy's the key a little bit and figure out how to play off of Smith the most. You know, it's like you have Smith and Smith and Tommy at the front line there. Like those guys are going to get kills, and if Hus can learn how to play like around them, it's just going to be a solid trio. I just think, yeah, I mean, I think Tommy's still a great IGL. Like I don't think that one tourney is going to determine what kind of player he is. Like I think he's going to be fine. Like Tom's a great IGL. I just think there's just some miscommunications going on right now.
Okay. All right. So, Jagar, what'd you think?
I'm gonna do lower with this one as well. The same thing I did with Smith, and so I'll do 89.
89. Okay. Yeah.
But obviously, when they're doing what they're supposed to, which I still think they are one of the best teams when they're gonna get it together, I think they have the potential to be still one of the best teams. It's just a matter of we need more tournaments.
Yeah. We need an actual competitive fucking scene, man. I know fucking Intechs and all them are gonna be upset and shit, and it is what it is, chat. We just, again, we're at the end of the day, this is just content. This is our opinion. Please, I would hope that y'all don't get this butt hurt over something like this, and we're just having fun. And if they gave us a true competitive, like, environment, we can do so much more, and we could bring up all the receipts and all this stuff. But sadly, this is kind of the cards we've been dealt with. And so how do we rank a fucking a hide and seek tournament? How do we rank, you know, all these other, it's hard, man. So guys, calm down about Landon. God damn it, he's right here. Get in chat. This list, it's not done yet. Okay, these are not. Chat, Diaz is not number one. Shifty is not one.
Where's Biffle though? Where's Biffle?
Almond is not fucking 3. Chat. They are here because they grabbed them from this side. Chat. Wait, where is it? From stage 2, and they brought him over, bro. Like, calm down. God damn it, brother. Okay, let's continue. Brennan. Ooh, I want to talk about Bread. Man. This guy is so fucking good. It pains me to see him have such a bad day yesterday, because god damn it, he's so fucking good, bro. Like the things that this guy does is like I don't think I've seen anybody have as big of a brain as this fucker does. And if you don't see it, I don't know what to tell you, because Bread is arguably top 3 IGLs. You can even, he's even in contention for top 3, top 5 players. Yeah, Sage, I mean, he's probably one of y'all's main competitors. What's your thoughts on Breadman?
I mean, he's disgusting, you know. The brains, the composure, the gunny, for even being on M&K, like, he's smart. He knows every single thing and stuff like that. His placement yesterday, I mean, yeah, of course it falls through, as, you know, they didn't play that good and stuff like that. as well as like a lot of people were saying, oh, like they rotated across the map half the time, like they were chasing Storm. Like, okay, that they have to adapt to it. I'm gonna have to be honest about it. They have to adapt. They have to learn how to do that. We did the same thing. Like, it's nothing about unlucky and stuff. That's RNG, and you have to find a way to adapt to it. That's the way of bringing that good player out. But Red, all in all, top 5 player in my opinion, top 3 IGLs. I love Bread. It's not even anything about me being biased. I feel like he's a threat to most people in game. I'd give Bread honestly like a 93, 94.
Okay, 93. We'll give me one.
94.
Okay, 94. Okay. Ebatez, talk to me, Bobby.
Yeah, dude, I was talking about this the other day. I think on the Pullze Check is like, because he's on keyboard and mouse, he's learned how to play every situation the right way. Like he will always put himself in the right spot because he avoids situations that put him in like that put his team in like a spot where they have to like get mixy or like he's always in the right spot, always looking at like he's just always making the right play. It's like crazy. Like the consistency is insane. I think a 95 is probably where I have him. Like he's just a good player, man. Like it's crazy. I don't know how he's so good, like on keyboard and mouse especially. Like it's fucking insane. He's fucking insane.
His
like,
decision making is just,
bro. We watched him that end game and like he's just so composed, making all the right plays. Like he got like 5 kills to 11 in a matter of like a zone. Like he just was in the right spot, always at the right time. Like that's just how he plays. It's crazy.
Yeah. J-God, tell me what you think about it, man.
I mean, this one's hard because of the same thing with the limited variety in tournaments. I would say that like before yesterday's placement, I would say easily 95. But because of that, I'll lower it just so that when they do better, I can raise it. Because right now, if you're at 95 and they come out and start winning stuff, what do you put them up to? Like 97, 98?
I feel like it's like, even if let's say they win the next big tourney, like being a 95, it's going to be hard to like go up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's like how this stuff works. Like there's only so much tournaments can bring you. Like we can't just keep raising if you win one tourney, if you're at a 95, like you win another tourney.
I know not one tourney, but establish that pattern. It's like you're kind of setting yourself up to like not raise them up higher ever. And they played like shit yesterday. Like besides the one match. But you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm going to go 93 just so that when I bump them up, because I know they're going to do better, then I can bump them up.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man. Like Bread is in like arguably in my top 5, bro. Like he's so good. Now, where is that? Like, if let's say he's number 5 for me, and I give him a 95, what am I gonna rate Soka fucking Shifty? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would I put them, right? So, I would say 94 is a good bet, and again, we'll figure out how we adjust these, because I think Breadman is fucking one of, if not the best IGL right now in the game. The thing is, I don't even know if Bread is IGL with Skullface too, but then you have Skull, who's fucking just insane at the fucking toy, and back-to-back 20k solos, YOLOs with, he's just, so we'll see. We'll figure it out as we go. Now let's move on to Adrian, man. Okay, so this is where, Adrian, I love you. I'm sorry, you're in the living room right now. This is where we have to figure out and be. And I don't know how you guys kind of want to base this, right? Because in 2v2s, Adrian is unstoppable. In 2v2s, Adrian, nobody, ask Shifty. Shifty said, right, like arguably the best 2v2 player in the game is Adrian, without a doubt. But at the end of the day, it's not really about 2v2s. It's about, the big map. And so like they placed in the qualifiers, man, they placed first. They won it. They won the qualifiers in day 1 right here. Fucking, played out of their minds, bro. Aiden had a day. Aiden had a fucking day. And then they went and then, played the next tournament or the finals yesterday and, got 17th. And then again at the beginning or phase whatever, I'm sorry, Optic 100K, they didn't do too hot, man. They really didn't. And so it's like, it's how do you kind of rank them based off great performances in 2v2s, arguably quote unquote being the best, but then going to customs and not playing so well. Like, what's y'all's thoughts, boys? Anybody?
Well, I was waiting for somebody. I mean, I'm gonna be hard on Low A. I mean, I've seen him since the beginning, and even before the beginning. I feel like Low A is the best 2v2 player out there. Him and Shift are literally like unstoppable. You go against them, I don't think you have it in your mind that you can beat them. It's gonna be a battle. Customs wise, I know he does really well for his team. I feel like he needs to get out of that spot where he's too much into his head. He needs to stop getting checked. He needs to stop losing his passion during a tournament when money is on the line while you have your teammates looking over you. I feel like he needs to not switch his moods, more like just figure out that being composed is what saves him the most. He is someone like I would consider amazing at customs. Like he can get kills, he can break down a team, he can do everything right. But how do you call it? I feel like him and his team just need to talk it out more honestly. I feel like they need to figure out what's going on and actually talk about it instead of just letting it come one ear out the other. I love the kid. I feel like he's amazing. Customs wise, he might be top fragging for his team because that's basically his role. But I feel like he needs to stop letting shit get to him. I'd give Adrian, honestly, I think he's top 5 right now. I'd still give him a 94.
Wow. Okay. All right. What about you, Ebatez?
As far as like 2v2s, I agree. Sage is like Sage was saying, like he's one of the best, but we haven't really had many 2v2s to kind of go off of besides like the phase ones. As far as customs been going, I mean they've been playing well, and then they obviously had a bad day. Like it's just such a up and down. I mean, this one's tough.
Yeah, this one is really tough.
I want to say like 87. That might seem low, but like if there's 2v2s, like we had 2v2s consistently, like big 2v2s, like I think he would easily be a 90 whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to say 89 just to throw mine in there so that yours doesn't look at low. I was going to say 89 before you said 87, and I thought that was going to be crazy, but no, you made it easier.
Like I said, like I mean, dude, Adrian's one of the best in the game. I think I even DM'd him yesterday. Like he's just going through a slump right now, and I think he just needs to get over it. Like they'll figure it out. Like I just think the volatility of that team right now is just kind of what scares me. But I mean, Adrian's insane. Like easily one of the best players in the game. They just got to figure it out for customs.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I don't think Ebatez's take is too far off. I definitely don't think 87 for me, right? In my opinion, I've talked to Adrian. He lives with me. I love the kid. They have shit to work on. And if I was to I'm rating it based off all of my ratings, right? If I was to compare him to anybody, I think right now he's kind of, in my opinion, at that 91 route, 90, 91. He is top fragging every single tournament. I think with the exception of that last one with Aiden was going nuts. And he is the fryer, right? And if it's a 2v2s, like I think the biggest thing for him is his mental. If he can, and we had this talk, if he can fix his mental, that man will go he will go far. And we've talked about it, and I don't have no doubts on this team being able to go crazy. But I think right now I wouldn't put him at 94, but I wouldn't put him as low as 87. I would say anywhere between 90 to 91 is kind of where I'm sitting at. And so I mean, I'm gonna put it 90. I'm gonna put him at 90 for me. So let's do Sage now. Sage, obviously, guys, just so you guys know, don't think that Sage. Yo,
that wasn't me.
Don't think that Sage voted himself a 90.
Yeah.
Damn, giving himself the gas.
Don't think Sage voted himself a 95. This is Goj before he left, because Sage took over. I made Goj rate Sage, and he gave him a 95. So yeah, I mean, Ebatez, talk to me on Sage. Well, I'll start, right?
Yeah.
Sage has known, if anything, like let's say what Gary said, I highly disagree. If you are my friend, I am way harder on you, and you can ask Sage. I feel like he's gotten mad at me because I'm a little bit too mean to you sometimes, Sage, or I'm a little bit too harsh on you, and I don't want to apologize, but if you're my homie and I care about you, I will be extra hard on you. I think Sage individually is mechanically is one of the most gifted people ever. One of the most gifted people I've ever seen mechanically, even gut. Like, he is very good. Thing with Sage is, I said this, there's always one person on the team that's a little bit too horny. That's a little bit too, like eager to get the kills, right? And I'll VOD review and I'll see Sage out of position sometimes. He is the one, and I think a lot of people need to understand this. Sage is the one that is going to die. He's not going to be the one that gets the most kills because that is his role. That is his role. Right? Like, he is the one going in. He's the one that's going to get blooded off for it because he's going to be putting his position, his teammates in the best position possible. I think, Sage, if you can learn to value your life a tad bit more, and this is nitpicking, I definitely think, you can be, that team would be unstoppable, right? In my opinion, Sage is
they're kind of winning everything, so they kind of are unstoppable.
But like, at the same time,
you know what I mean, Sage.
But like, I like to chip in on myself because I do beat myself up a lot for how I play, and it's not even more about like how everybody thinks of me. I feel like whatever anybody thinks of me is like, you know what, like, I get it. Coming from Hector and stuff like that, like, he's the main person that kind of coached me into like getting me right into the person I want to be, but I am having trouble to doing that. I feel like playing my life is really what I really need to do, but at the same time, I feel like I have, and I'm gonna be honest on this, I feel like my play style is entryman. I get as much intel, I do everything. I have Shifty as my IG, I have D as my second guy. Like, second as in going into a building. If we're fighting a team, I'm the first one into that building. I'm not gonna let anybody else take that spot. I do play a little bit late to my team's fights most of the time, but at the same time, I am the main one that's grabbing most of the money for my team. So I do like, I mean, a lot of people watch me. I know you watch me, Hector, and you can see that I am the one that, if I open my inventory, I have trophy system, deployable covers, 2 muumuus. I have everything that it needs for my team to be like, oh, I have this, I have this, I have that. I feel like I do struggle a lot when it comes to my team fights. I feel like I probably get too much noise at the same time as I have my game really high volume to I can't even hear my teammate as much. I feel like I need to work more on playing my life when it comes to getting that initial blood. As well as I've taken words from my teammates, I've taken words from everything like that. I feel like I was at first a slacker when it came to comms. I feel like I was being straight up just a waste on my team. Now I'm more helping out Shift. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable to Shift to talking how I used to talk to back then with my teammates, and I'm loving it because recently I haven't stopped yapping and stuff like that. I've been really like hard on myself when it comes to team fights though, because as well as me being that person that's yapping most of the time, I feel like once I die, we fuck up a lot, and as if someone else dies first, the blame would go on to me. The blame would be, where's Sage? Where's that? But as it should be, I'm supposed to be I do a lot of the dirty work. I know a lot of people, Sage dies the most and stuff like that. But I feel like without my death, most of these fights would go to shit. It would be a lot harder and stuff like that. So I give myself, honestly, if I were to give myself a rating, I give myself like an 87.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I know you're being humble. Yeah. You're being humble.
Crazy.
Let me just give my rating real quick.
I thought you already gave it. All right.
No. I think for me, Sage, and I'll explain this because maybe this might shock chat. I don't know. But I think right now, Sage, I'm going to give you a 91 because I think right now you have a lot to improve on, I feel like. But easily you fix the little things and you can instantly turn into something fucking crazy. But I don't think you're playing. I mean, bro, you guys are winning every fucking tournament, right? Like, I don't think there's
my teammates.
Yeah. But I don't think I don't think I can put you, 91, 90s. That's where I have you at right now. But because of the little things. But again, I see everything with a magnifying glass, and like I because I'm your homie, I see all the little mistakes you make. So that's where I would put you at. J God, go ahead.
I was thinking already 93. obviously, like it does suck that doesn't show up on the stat line as much. Even when we spectate, we primarily obviously spectate Diaz, right? Obviously, but I think a lot of times, even when I got a chance to do the VOD review of the World Series of Warzone, where I was looking at the individual matches, I mean, you set your team up so well, like, and it is a very, like, their numbers will always look better because of that. But it also sucks because of that role. You're kind of limited on certain aspects because it also, you're able to play as your role as well as you can because you do have those two players too. Right. So it's kind of like a double edge where they're helping you play to your best and you're helping them. So it kind of works out that way. So that's kind of why I was thinking 93, because I still think they're better players, but you're also limited by your role. So it's kind of weird.
It's the same thing it's the same thing we said about fucking, what's his name? Skullface. Like you put him on Soka's team and he's playing a different role, but I can promise you, Sage, you put Sage on any other fucking roster, he's top fragging every single one of the players. I don't really see another team where he's not top fragging, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's
kind it's right now in the team that he's in. And does it really fucking matter what anybody thinks about you, Sage, when you're winning every fucking tournament?
Like honestly, like of course, you know, I can't, but I am my own person. You know how strict I am on myself, and I beat myself up. Like me giving myself a rating as low as it is because I know myself more than anybody knows me. Like you guys are watching, you guys don't know my mindset and how I am after these tournaments. Like we could be winning, but like at the end of the day, like, you know, I couldn't do it without my teammates, and this is not even an individual thing. At the end of the day, you know, as tournaments are tournaments, and that we take it as a team. But like, I feel like if I know more of my role, you know, and adapting to it, I feel like I would get better, and that makes my team unstoppable. Like I shit you not, we played like shit yesterday, you know, like we played we completely played like shit, but that all falls on me, honestly. That doesn't fall on my IGO, that doesn't fall on my Slayer. That falls on me because I wasn't there for most of the fights that we were supposed to get to, and I feel like most of the like fights that we kind of fucked up on was my fault.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people just look at the numbers and they don't see what actually goes down, right? So, Ebatez, talk to me, man.
I was gonna give Sage a 93. I think we've talked about this. Is like, I think Sage does a lot of the dirty work. I know I've said that word a lot today, but I think we've kind of overshadowed like players like Skull, like Sage, like the role players that they'll do whatever it takes for their team. They'll die for their team. It doesn't matter. They'll go, dude. Sage would go if Shifty told him to go run in the field and distract him while him and Biffle rotate. He would go do it. Like no problem, no questions asked. He would go do it. Like it's like you know, he's a good teammate. I've watched him play. He'll do whatever it takes for his team, and that's like the type of player I want on my roster if I was to play. So and also I have seen Sage top frag teams, like you were saying, Hector. If he was on any other roster, he would be the dog. He would be the fragger. Like he wouldn't play that dirty role on any other roster. So yeah, 93.
Okay. All right, cool. Now, Soka. Oh, we're about to get Mixie in this. Soka, talk to me, boys. What y'all thinking about Soka? I mean, Sage, do you want to kind of start this one?
Soka, I mean, consecutively since I've known him, top 5 player, you know? Yep. You can even argue the top 3, you know? He's does everything for his team. He can slay, he can IGL, he could anchor, he could do anything he needs to. I'd give Soka, I give Soka like a 96.
96, okay. 96. What about you, Bates?
Yeah, I think probably like a 95. Probably fair. He's been really good, obviously, over the past couple of years. I think again, not winning pisses him off, and I'm sure maybe him, Ben, and Noobs are kind of turning a page. You know, maybe they'll start getting closer and closer to Shifty, Sage, and Biffle in these tourneys. But yeah, Soka's a do-it-all player. He can fill any role, and he's good.
Yeah, I mean, his placements alone, like we had this conversation. What was it? Like a couple podcasts ago, and Soka, like he wasn't getting a lot of invites, and the invites that he was getting into, like he wasn't the main person getting the invite, so he was forced to play with not his duo. So it's a little bit hard to rank Soka, man, because you know what? Let's see. Let's go over the week 2. Is this week 2? No, it's week 1. They placed 5th in the qualifiers and then second in the actual tournament. In the main tournament, what did they place in the first one? They didn't do too hot, right? They didn't do too hot in the Optic 100K.
They did really bad, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
What did they get in the Optic 100K? that we know of?
I want to say like 12th or something.
Yeah, it wasn't. They didn't have the best performance in that one, but then
I think they got criticized super heavily for that tourney though too. Like I said, like new team, new roster. You know, I'm sure there was some pressure on Almond and Noobs to show out because they wanted to prove Tommy wrong or whatever. You know, there's some drama going on.
They had 14th.
Yeah, they did horrible.
Well,
but
even yesterday though, I feel like if Ahsoka just wins his gulags, they almost could tie you guys.
He went like 0-6
you
in the
lose,
gulag.
You lose 6 gulags, and that's put your team in a bad position to buy you back. You're down a player. You need other money for loadout. Like literally, that's 25 points potentially. If you get 6 kills and you get up like an extra 5 placements each. Like,
he
and
went
you put
0-7
yourself in
apparently.
and what happens is that ended his life. That doesn't even allow him to come back and potentially get another kill.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's kind of chalked. Like, so I'm going to say 95 as well.
95?
He dropped minus 95 too. Yeah.
95? Okay. I mean, fuck.
Like,
Now,
literally, in my opinion, that's the difference in them winning or like, obviously I could trivialize it.
It's like 30
but
points,
losing
right?
6,
No,
that's a lot of
He went
points.
0-7 because apparently, remember he had that go again. They
He had the
lost that
double
too.
go again. Yeah.
That's
Well, I
so
thought
brutal.
I thought in the
That's
last
so
match
brutal.
he didn't die until after Gulag closed, so that's why I didn't think he had
so
another Gulag.
tough.
Yeah.
But either way, that's ridiculous. Like,
But I
for
mean,
him,
like the gulag.
there's no way.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah, it's
busted
50-50.
too.
It's super
Fucking
like
night vision and whatever. It was bullshit.
yeah, it's ass. It's definitely like we don't judge anybody off of gulags, but J-God does make a good point. If he wins those gulags, the points in the multiplier they add up. Like they add up.
It
Yeah.
was insane because, like, say yesterday, I think I lost almost every single gulag, but the one game that both of my teammates died, I won it.
Yeah.
So if I lose that chalks
And you
our whole
regained
game.
heavy too.
And I regained, and I got I
On
had
an
everything
open
for
buy
that.
station in the middle of nowhere where you should have been killed. So, because we were like, oh, they're chalked. And then we come back like 5 minutes later, fully up. All of them have like 10 Gs. It was stupid. I don't know how, but you guys made it happen.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I mean,
like, the gulag does play a big role. Honestly, of course, it doesn't matter. It's just one kill, but that one kill can lead you to top 5 and stuff like that. You know.
yeah.
Well,
I
somebody in the
don't.
chat, right? They said grading off of that's kind of wild. Well, that impacted their placement significantly. 95 is still going to be a top 5 player in the world. Like, that's come on, what are we doing here? He's going to be
Yeah.
at 97 if he actually goes and dethrones you guys, right? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, like Shifty. The thing is, I think people don't understand is Soka, right? When he's like, if he's fucking firing on all cylinders, you know, first custom tournament they did really bad. Then he didn't really get invited to a lot of TV2s. When he did get invited, he didn't have like his set duo, so he wasn't able to get far. And then the only thing we really have him to base off of, if you go look at everything, we're not going over Twitter tournaments, is the Shatter series, and they placed 5th in the qualifiers and then 2nd. So like, there's no way I'm gonna put Soka any more than 95. But obviously Soka is a 99 potential, 98 potential player, right? Like, but I think for season 1, I think 95 is a good like what's it called, rating for him. Now let's go to Aiden, man. Let's go to Aiden, bro. How y'all been feeling about Aiden, bro? Recently, again, it's the same thing when it comes to Adrian, and it's like I've seen they're so up and down. It's like it's really hard to see, you know, like to really give an accurate rating, right? Because they won a 2v2, right, with him and Adrian. Then the first tournament that they had, they played really bad in what was it, Optic 100K. Then they play a qualifier, and it's a qualifier. So then, do you weigh it more than finals? I feel like you do, and they won, right? Or weigh it less than finals, you do, right? And then they get to finals, and then they get, you know, 15th or whatever it was. And it's like, but then again, in the qualifiers, Aiden was top fragging, right? It's like, their customs haven't been the greatest. They've been really good at 2v2s, really consistent at 2v2s with him and Adrian. And so I don't know, like, where do you guys rank them? What do you guys think, man?
I think I'd give. I want to give the same shit to Aiden that I would give to Adrian, and I didn't even get to rank Crinks, but I'd give the same shit to them. Like, they need to lock in on their roles. I feel like their roles aren't all that. I feel like they're not completely there. As well as, like, you know, most of these teams, like, they need their IGL. So like to go back on Crinks, like Crinks needs to step it up. I feel like Aiden should be an anchor. I feel like he cannot be the slayer with Adrian because Adrian's not like I don't think Adrian can talk as much and have as much knowledge as Aiden. I feel like Adrian's just a straight gunny person, and if he has Aiden as a second, that team would not die. I think Aiden needs to be more passionate or not even passionate. It's just they need to just lock in their roles. Honestly, that's just how it is. I feel like they're scattered too much. You know, most of the time it can't be Crinks not talking. You know, it needs to be like I don't know. They just need to work a little bit more on some stuff. I'd give Aiden honestly probably like a 92.
92. Okay. Oh shit. 92. Okay. Ebatez, what'd you think about Aiden, man?
Yeah, I think to go off of what Sage has said as well, I think from what I've seen from them, they're setting up like they set up differently in every fight. Like there's no consistency. Like it's like weird. Like you watch them, like I think they get away with a lot of stuff because they're so talented, like that trio. But I think there's no consistency as far as like how they're setting up in fights. Like there's no like they don't have like a blueprint of like, you know, like the go-to, like because when they need to get Mixie, they'll get Mixie, man. They'll put a team down. But I think that's why we're seeing like an up and down. Dude, honestly, I'm not even too sure. Like it sucks. Like I haven't watched much of Aiden. I feel like I only watched like Adrian. I'm not too sure. I'll kind of backpack off what Sage put. I'll just put a 92.
92?
So like honestly, I'm just not too sure.
J-God.
I'm gonna go lower. I don't feel like he's playing like with the normal confidence, but I think it's just because it's a new team. So I'm gonna go 89.
89. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna throw this out there. When it comes to Aiden, I think Adrian, and Aiden said it for himself. Like Adrian is the better player. I think right now with their performance recently, if I put Adrian at a 90, right? Is it fair to put him as a 90 as well? I don't think so, right? So I think 89, if I could do 89.5, 89.9, I would, just for the sake of having Adrian at 90. I think that, and then, obviously Aiden is still very fucking good. But I think in my opinion, I talked to the guys, it's, Crinks just needs to be more consistent when it comes to his IGLing. He said it so himself. He has one day where he is like firing on all cylinders, talking like crazy. And then the next day, it's like he feels like he can't get anything going. And, I just think Crinks needs to guide these guys to the top. Aiden is the horny motherfucker on that squad. And if Aiden wants to go and get reckless, Crinks needs to be yelling at him, get the fuck over here. No, don't play like that or whatever. Like, I just think Crinks needs to get more comfortable in telling them what to do and not like, and sometimes I'm gonna be honest, sometimes you need to get mad at them. Like very simple. If somebody is playing mad, if somebody's like, he needs to just, I feel like Crinks is a really nice guy and I feel like he's scared to like get mad or like tell them like, oh, you did this wrong, or oh no, we should do this. So I think Crinks just needs to be stern and be like, yo, you gotta do this. And we've seen what they do when they're fucking firing on all cylinders. If Adrian cannot get checked and find a way for him to snap out of that, and Crinks can be vocal, we've seen what they can do. Really good team, but just right now they're not performing in customs, and they know that. So I can't put them high up on the list. So. Now Skullface, what do y'all think about Skullface? Listen, Skullface is who's IGL in this squad?
Breadman.
Breadman. God damn, Skull. This man is him. Listen, I don't know Skullface at all. I really maybe talked to him once or twice. But what I've seen from this kid is just like, I don't know, bro. Like I think Skullface is obviously, who do you guys think? Let me ask you this. Who is better individually? Skullface or Breadman?
For me, Breadman.
Yeah, Breadman.
I think Skull.
That's such a hard question. It's like...
It is very hard.
I think Skull, in my opinion.
I think Skull.
Dude,
it's hella close, though.
It is.
I feel like
Like,
Brett,
it's
I feel
so
like
damn
Brett
close.
might be...
It's stupid.
Dude, I don't know. That's such a tough question. I feel like they're two different players. I feel like you can't compare Bread to anybody.
You can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm having a hard time saying. It's like you can't compare Bread to anybody. Like really.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to say who's better because he's just one of a kind. Like no glaze, bro. Like y'all can call me a Bread glaze or whatever, man. Like he's just actually just such a different player.
I'll throw mine just in there so it starts it, but I'll say 92 because of where I put Bread and I put him slightly ahead.
92.
or
Okay.
Bread slightly ahead. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna. I guess I'll add to the next one is I'm just gonna be like, bro, they're so evenly matched. I'm gonna go 94. I'm gonna put him the same as Bread. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Joe has literally the best teammates possible. Like, they are almost guaranteed to get to end game every single game.
I agree.
You have arguably the 2 best solo players in the world right now. Those motherfuckers. I would put 94. That's my rating. Ebatez.
Yeah. I know everybody knows I'm a skull face glazer. This is my guy. It's like one of my homies. So, you know, I mean, like, just take it with a grain of salt. I think he's a 95. Dude, like I was saying earlier, like, sorry to like backtrack. Like, Joe has 2 of the best teammates. Like genuinely. Like, so I want to see him like kind of just being more aggressive, because I feel like, dude, if I had Skull and Bread watching over me, I'd be flying at everything, bro. They're gonna get my res. Bread's gonna get a crack on one. I just get Mixie, bro. Joe is way too talented to just be sitting back, because I've watched them, and I'm telling you, they don't move unless Bread gets a first knock. If I could see Joe just like getting fucking active, like, dude, if I'm Joe, like, or if I'm Bread and Skull, I'm telling Joe, go die 5 times a game, bro. We'll get you back. Like, I promise. Like, because I know Joe's gonna get a knock sometimes and get out. It's like, I don't know why, dude. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like that team's they just gotta figure that out, because like I said last year, like, Limax was the fragger. I feel like Joe should be the fragger this year.
Okay. All right. Now, Sage, what do you think?
I mean, come on, bro. I gave him 100K. I'm just kidding. Nah, totally. Everybody always comes back to that. Nah, I mean, I've said it. I've been watching Skull since Verdansk. You know, like, this guy knows he's a hard kill. He knows how to play his life. He's good for a kill or two. He's on all cylinders. He's good, you know. Of course, him and Bread, they mesh completely weird, because Bread is such a team player, as well as Skull is such a solo player. I feel like Skull has a better gunny than Joe. I'd have to say, like, he's that good, you know. It is, but that's mainly because I think Skull is smart, you know. I think Skull is super, super smart. So him can just, like, knowing him, he's good for a kill, and he will know exactly how the other team's playing, you know. Like, you know exactly what they're doing and stuff like that. I honestly would give Skull a 95. I think he's of course, it's hard to compare him to Ahsoka, you know, because they're both my 95s, but I feel like Skull is just that smart, you know.
Okay. I like that. Okay. All right. Mr. Mayapu. Okay, I guess give me an Ebatez. I think you let me know what you think about him. How has he been playing this year? Obviously, I think one of y'all said, I don't know who it was that said they haven't been as good as last year. What kind of talk to me?
Mayapu's disgusting. First of all, like, he's a hard kill, but I still will say, like, I feel like he hasn't been playing as good as he should, or as good as he could be. You know, again, maybe just adjusting to a new roster or whatever it might be. But I think right now, like, I want to put him at like an 88, I think is probably where I have him. But he is arguably one of the best in the game, and it has been for the past few years. I just haven't seen it this year as much as like we have in the past.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sage, what about you, man?
I mean, that's my dog, you know. But I honestly have to be hard on him. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people think he's just like, he gets on play, but he does go through a lot of stuff. Honestly, I think he is probably the hardest kill in the game. It doesn't even matter. It could be all Verdansk, Caldera, freaking Mazra in this game. He's still the hardest kill in the game. He's so, like, you can't read his moves, you know. You don't know what he's gonna do. He can break down a team. He's good for 2. He could do anything. Like, knowing how good he is and how well he's so chemistry like based with his teammates. I feel like you could just put him on a random team. Like back then, like he used to be with Joe and Bread, and they would win tournaments. And then now he's with his cousin, and I feel like their placements have been good. I feel like they could do better. I feel like I haven't seen much from Josh recently. I feel like he hasn't been getting the kills that he usually always used to get. I honestly used to always see him like top 3 kill leading and stuff like that. But recently, I feel like it hasn't been like that. I feel like Josh needs to step it up more and needs
That's
to
my
be,
chat.
Yeah, my bad. You have to be hard on him, you know, because seeing how he is back then to now, it's not the same. You know, I feel like he does need to step it up. I'd give him a 90 because I still feel like he has so much to improve on. I feel like he can push through.
Okay. Jago, what about you, man?
86.
86. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do 89 for my boy, Mr. Mayapu. Obviously, like he hasn't performed as well this year, and individually, but this guy, we've seen this guy is a 95 player, which we rated him. I think that's what we rated him last year. So, stage 1, if things do stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, whatever the fuck they decide to do this year, I can see them winning them as well, you know? So, Lennon now, guys. Okay, so what do y'all think about Lennon overall this year with their team and the way they've been kind of like, obviously it's hard, man. It's hard. Again, FIFA, we had this conversation. It's hard to rate them when they've been down a player. Lennon, would you guys say Lennon is the best on that roster?
No.
No.
Okay, who do you guys think it is?
I mean, I think FIFA is probably the best for that roster. I feel like Lennon and Lee, when they click, of course they play their best. I mean, recently I've been watching them. They've been the main people I've been watching because stepping from Lee to Exium is a kind of, I'd say it's a big switch, big pace and stuff like that. Len, of course, he needs someone to tell him what to do. He needs someone to keep him on a leash. You know, he can break down a team. He has like that gunny and stuff like that. He's good for everything, but I think it does come down a lot to chemistry. You know, it's hard for him to sync with his teammates if they're not all on the same pace. Hopefully in the future, when Lee comes back, that team gets better. I feel like they do have a lot to work on when they get back together. I'd give him a 90.
Okay. It's a pretty solid rating. I'm gonna do the same thing, man. I gave FIFA a 90, and I mean, I think they're both on the same caliber of each other. They play different roles, right? Equally as important. So I'm gonna go 90 as well. J-God.
I had FIFA 89. I put him slightly a hair lower.
Okay.
So I put him at 88.
88. Okay. All right. And now Ebatez.
I got Lennon at like an 87.
Okay.
Might seem a little low, but I in my opinion, I think Mayapo is better than Lennon, and just given the structure of their team and how the ban and everything is obviously hurt him.
Right. Okay. All right. I see that. Now, Alman, now we're going, guys, again, this is not top 3. This is just the way, this is from last year, how it was. And then we had to scramble people because Pens was fucking at the top and yeah, whatever. Alman, guys, how do y'all think Alman is performing right now in general, right? We know they, again, same thing as Soka and them, bad optic tournament. Has he played a lot of 2v2s in the scene? I don't think he has, right? In like the phase ones and stuff like that. I don't even think I don't think he played.
No.
Okay, and then came out, played the qualifiers, got, what do we say he got? 5th, I think. Yeah, 5th, and then came out and got 2nd. Obviously fucking incredible. So what do you guys think? What would you guys give Almond a rating of right now?
Debates?
I'd say like a 92.
2. Okay. All right. What about you, Sage?
Me? I don't know. I feel like that team right now, they're still having trouble. Him, if it hits him a lot, because I feel like as before you guys were saying how Eddie, like he was saying how Eddie gets like put the blame on the most. I feel like Ben as well gets the same type of like punishment, because like I feel like he should be getting a lot more kills. He should not be staying back. I feel like Eddie is the one that should stay in the middle, because he's smart like that. And Ben honestly is a slippery person. You know, he's a hard kill. He can break down a team. Like I think there's been times where he's posted on Twitter him 1v3ing people. You know, like he's good like that. But you know, more time to come. They need to work on some stuff. Right now I'd probably have him at like an 89.
89. Okay. 89. J God.
I feel like I'm gonna go high, but I don't know if you guys just rate them tougher because you expect them to do more, but they literally got second, no? Like
Yeah. Again, remember,
Yeah.
they did place bad the first one, but I see what you're saying, right?
like they're meshing well. Obviously, I don't know. I think it's hard to rate them lower, but it's kind of like tough because all the numbers are really close at the moment. So it's hard because I feel like Breadman's better, but I want to put him at a 93 because I feel like he's better than Noobs.
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm
then
gonna put.
So it's kind of like fucked up, but I'm gonna put 93.
Okay.
And I wish Breadman maybe a 93 and a half, but yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Almond at 93, Breadman at 94. So I think obviously he's better than Noobs at the moment. But still room for improvement for Almond. I don't think there will ever be a time where Almond is not in the top 10 of you know, Warzone.
I feel like the like he has a high ceiling for him.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like he's able to do a lot. I mean, recently, of course, I'm honestly gonna be hard on him because you know he's on a good team. You know, and that team, I feel like it doesn't even matter with Twitter tournaments because you know in Twitter tournaments they win a lot. You know, like
it's also weird because he's like one of a handful of players where I think you could slot him on almost any team, and the team gets better. Like it's not like he has this specific role that he's locked into, whether it's the entry person or the Slayer or like he can literally do whatever on any team. And there's not all players can do that. I think you slot him on, like if people come up with a vacancy and he's out there, that he's picked up instantly. Like it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I just want to be more strict on Ben because I want to expect more out of him. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like he is good enough to do something worthy for his team, but recently it's been looking a little low. You know.
All right. I respect the opinion. Okay. Going on to our final two. I want to start off by asking this.
So you give him a glazing out of 100, right?
Yeah,
I want to
for me. Where y'all at?
I want to ask you guys this, and I'm curious to see what the reaction is. In your guys' opinion, chat, who is better, Diaz or Shifty? Let me just. I'm
seeing some 100s in the chat.
Let me see this. Let me see this. Let me see what people say. I'm curious to see who is better in your guys' opinion, Diaz or Shifty. Wow. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect this. Wow.
It's going head to head. It's going head to head. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We need a poll.
There is a poll, I think.
Is there a poll?
No, that's Shifty. Just Shifty. Do a poll. Do a poll. Biffle versus Shifty.
I'm down for that. I think I broke my headphones.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think I fucking broke them. All good. Yeah. Jesus Christ. All good. Chat, let's do a poll real quick, babe, if that's you. And I'll put it here for people to see if they want.
Yeah, we gotta throw Josh into the podcast for this one question right here.
Who's better type shit? I'm curious, man. What's everybody gonna say? All right, here we go. Let's see what everybody says. I'm gonna bring it up on the big screen. Here, I'm gonna go over here. Right here. And let's go here. All right, so who...
I think this is a super nuanced question too.
Jesus Christ.
Part of the problem, in my opinion, is that like they make each other so much better. It's stupid. Because before they merged up, obviously it was Sage and Biffle with Clamp, and it was like quote unquote more mediocre performance, not winning everything.
Yeah.
You know, and then Shifty was over there with Hisoka and Skullface, and they were doing their thing, and I feel like them combining, they both got better somehow, which is stupid because they were both really good players. So it's kind of like, in a sense, like they're making each other better while also, like, that's why I think there's such a separation, is because how much they, like, you guys all influence each other to be so damn good. It's stupid.
This is you guys are some glazers, bro. I just want to. Okay, so I guess I'll throw this out there, right? I guess I can start this off. In my opinion, Shifty is the best in the game right now, and if you don't think that, I feel like you're not paying attention. And I'm sorry for all the Diaz glazers. But Diaz admitted to it yesterday. He says Shifty should be number 1 right now. You guys can tell me to shut the fuck up, but your king literally said that Shifty is better than him right now. So you know what I'm saying? Fuck you guys, bro. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I don't know what you would rate him. I think Shifty, I don't even know what number to give him right now, but Shifty is number 1. And if Soka's at a 95, and let's say I'm gonna put Diaz at a 96, then Shifty's a 97. I don't know if
I think that's very fair. I think that's very fair.
That's what I was gonna say. I think 97.
Which is crazy because 97 is, I think, the highest ranking we've ever seen. But Shifty's been playing so fucking insane. And listen, that guy's ego is insane. I not a huge fan of Shifty, man. I'll cook him right now. But like, dude, he's the best in the game, bro. And like, I gotta give respect, bro. Like,
obviously, I don't think he's. I don't even know if we'll ever have a 99, right? Like, will we ever have a 99?
We shouldn't ever, we shouldn't.
I don't know if that's ever
means you're a perfect player.
That means you can literally play with anybody and fucking win by yourself. Like,
which is kind of what Shifty's been doing. Like, I don't know. Like,
dude, he won with fucking Jason the Weed, bro. That shit checked me, bro. I don't think you can be a 99 player. I mean, we're talking fucking Madden 2K. Hold on, let me yo, Shifty, Diaz, I'm gonna drag you guys in here real quick. Let me see it. Yo!
What the hell?
Yo!
What the hell? Fuck, bro.
Yo! What's up, boys? How we feeling right now?
Feeling good, I guess.
What y'all doing right now?
Playing 7 Days to Die.
7 days. I'm sure you guys are watching right now, right?
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. What's what's y'all's thoughts on everything, boys?
I feel like y'all rated people too high.
Oh shit, you think so?
For sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk to me. What you think? You think we? I mean, to be fair, I asked both of y'all to be on today.
Yeah, but I don't know if you were faded today, bro.
You think so? Okay.
I feel
Talk
like
to
you should
me.
drop everybody like 3.
You should say that again.
I think you should drop everybody by like 3.
Everybody.
Yeah, I don't even think like we're 97s and shit. Like, that doesn't make no sense.
I hear what you're saying, but we have to start you're trying to say like we should start low and then start.
Yeah, like more
throughout the year,
tourneys or
go
more
high.
showings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I think
Shifty,
I
we
think
did
it's fine
though.
to just base off what we have now, and then we can go up and down. Like, it's not like bro, for you to move from a 97 to a 98, you'd have to win like 3 big tourneys in a row. Like, no bullshit.
And to be
But
fair,
then
Shifty,
how do we
did.
drop down though? Getting top 3, or do we
Yeah.
need like a big loss?
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
that, like even like it's
Okay.
like oh, they had a bad day. Like, he's a 96 now. Like, or like whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
To be fair though, we did start low. If I'm gonna bring
Oh
up
my God, give me
the
last beat.
One thing I will say though is that obviously there is inherent bias a little bit in this because there's certain people that we rated probably higher, even though they had bad quote unquote bad performances, because like we know that through the longevity they're going to do well.
yeah. Again, we started off low.
And some people weighted it more than others, I think, but it is what it is.
We started off low, Shifty, last year, and in my opinion, you got better this year. Like, you got better as a player, in my opinion. So, which is why we bumped you up. I think I think we had you at 96, which is why we bumped you up 1 point. So yeah, I don't know. But I'll let you guys go back to your fucking Minecraft session. Let me drag you guys back.
Hold on. I'll say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say anything else.
I feel like it's really hard for people to be at 90 if they haven't won a tourney. Because are we celebrating like top 5?
as far as like teams, like I get it.
Because I feel like some people have gotten 10th and then 5th, and it's like, well, where do you? Like, you're not really a good team if you're not consistently placing. Like, especially like some teams,
to do
like
with individual performance
it's individual.
too.
True, but like I'll throw out a team like I fuck with Skull, bro. I think he's one of the best. But there was a tournament, and there's a Twitter tournament. I think Twitter tournaments are harder than the big ones. Personally, I think you actually have a lot of people that want to play because you have to pay to play versus invites. So usually you have more of the sweaty kids in Twitter tourneys. Like there's a tourney where they should have won. It was 1 mouse and key player and 2 controller players.
Yeah,
like
like
you
you
need
it got slammed.
Yeah, but like they should never lose that type of format because we have Ben on keyboard. Like you know what I mean? Like a lot of players were switching in their input for that tourney, and I feel like they've kind of trolled a lot. Where like I don't really agree with. I think they're so fucking good, but their placements wouldn't like show it. So it's kind of like, what are we basing it off? Like what they're previously, or like this year?
That's why I said it's hard. There is some bias because the sample size is so small. We basically have like 4 tournaments to judge off of, and day 1 and day 2 of this week's tourney, they were slightly different, like in terms of stackage on how top heavy or not. And then we got the real, like for me, I weighted yesterday's tourney so heavy because of how much it played like a World Series of Warzone.
Oh yeah, that was the best tournament we've had so far. In terms of like how people like the skill wise, but that also showed like I feel like where a lot of people are at. Like
true,
a lot of these other tournaments that have kind of been like half filled with content creators, like teams are just not that great, and that's just how it goes. So when you have like, you know, people that sometimes they have people that only play Warzone and they're a captain. A lot of teams play really well, and then we actually had our first real qualified. You got to make it through the ringer to get here, and a lot of good teams didn't play like they're good teams, and I think it's not because of a bad day. I think it's really just where they're at right now. Like, I just don't think that many teams are as good as we think they are.
Okay.
And I think yesterday showed that.
I think it's just comparatively, right, Shifty? Like we need to establish numbers because at the end of the day, we need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a top 10.
Yeah.
So there needs to be separation, right? Sure, these guys could be fucking like, yeah, you could be a 97, and then these motherfuckers could be 90s, but at the end of the day, you're still number 1 and somebody else is whatever 2, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I see what you mean. I think next time, bro,
like
you
it's
just
really hard to be that high up there. Like,
Shifty, next time you accept the invite when I ask if you want to be on the fucking podcast, you fucking
I want to
shitter.
see what other people say, bro, but
You fucking shitter.
Kind of faded.
All right, bro. All right, man. Get back to playing Minecraft, boys. I'll catch y'all later.
Appreciate it, bro.
Later, baby. Later. All right, chat. All right, man. All right, boys. So go ahead. What do you guys think? J God, give me a rating for Shifty.
I think I'll do 96 for both.
96, okay. 96 for D and him?
Yeah, might as well. It gives a little bit of room for them to go flawless the rest of the year, move up, you know?
You're trying to get chat on your good side. Okay, I see. All right.
No, chat wants me to give him a 99, bro.
Ebatez, give me yours, bro.
I think I said 97 for Shifty, 96 for Biff.
Okay. 97 for Shifty, and then DS 96. Okay. And then yeah. And then Sage, what about you, puppy?
I'd give them both 96. I 96. Feel like I mean, they're my teammates, you know. I don't want to go ahead and be like, D, you fucking suck. And I was like, it's not like that. But I mean, like, I feel like all 3 of us push each other to the best, and I feel like we do everything together. Without Shifty, you know, we don't have no IGL, and then without D, we don't really have someone who can trade out stuff with me and stuff like that. You know, I feel like most of these fights wouldn't happen without each other. I feel like it's like the same thing with me. It's like the same thing with me. People like to say that I'm the glue on the team, but like they as well. That's why we sync so well, because we all understand our like who we are in the team. You know.
Yeah.
So I'd give both of them 96, and I feel like we still have so much like stuff to improve on, and we still have way more stuff to like go off of, and hopefully in the future we get more tournaments so that we can actually play to our full potential, because honestly at this point I feel like we're on the verge of completely syncing together, and when that happens, I mean, come on.
Okay. All right. Well, chat, don't worry, guys. I know y'all are so fucking mad. We will still talk about your Lord and Savior Diaz, okay? Calm down, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. Look, okay. So, chat, look, you know, it's funny. We had this convo yesterday during Carne, and, you know, Diaz literally said that Shifty is better than him right now. And so, I mean, I agree. Shifty is top fragging in every tournament. Does that mean Diaz is playing bad? No. Like, Shifty is just playing that, just like, again, Diaz did not get worse. Shifty just fucking, I'm gonna be honest, Shifty just got better. Like he got a new role and just kind of took over, bro. I don't know, is there anybody that might, sure, we have 1 and 2, but is there an argument for them to quote unquote, I mean, we're going to see the results right now, but it's pretty clear. Is there anybody that disagrees, regardless of who's 1 or who's 2, that they are not 1 or 2? I'm like, boys, do you guys agree? Do you guys agree that these guys are 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't think you can argue otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, like-
individually, maybe somebody's made a better play individually, or maybe they had a better match. But I think there's no way they're not number 1 and 2.
Okay. I love what
Either
Rated
way.
said. Rated said that trio is 1, 2, and 3. Whoever says not are morons. Only thing that matters is winning. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like honestly, like a lot of people always like give shit to D for not communicating and stuff like that, but
He got way better.
we hear him.
Way better.
He talks. He keeps us in check, and he tells us stuff that we actually need. He's not like me that just fucking yaps random shit. Like he tells you the stuff that's needed to be told, you know. And I feel like D is an amazing player. I mean, they're both on par together. As no one's worse, no one's better, because they make each other better and worse. You know, they have to take like as a team, they have to get better together. You know, this is not off of 2v2s, because if we're off 2v2s, like of course on paper Shifty has 1 more off of 2v2s, but this is as a trio. So I feel like without each other, one of them's, you know, fading off a little bit less than the other. And I feel like I mean Shift plays with Soka. Shift plays with a different team when it comes to Twitter tourneys. And I mean, you still see Shift on top. Remember, like he's always been top fragger. D, like when he plays with Shift, like of course Shifty is IGL and he plays an important role, but as well as Shift leads us most of the time into these fights. Like he predicts the fights before the fights already start, you know. And at the same time, I feel like D is already reading that page before it already happens as well. So like they don't even need to talk, and that team can get broken down, you know. So I put them on par together. A lot of people say that D doesn't talk, but if I'm going to give my honest opinion, like D tells us stuff. You know, D is playing his best role ever. You know, I feel like he's doing amazing.
Okay. Well, yeah, man. I mean, look, bro. I think we're gonna go ahead and I don't know, JD. You're probably gonna have to do this shit to do the magic to see the rankings, and then we'll see overall what happened. But overall, again, I'm gonna say this for the 100th time. This is just for content, chat. At the end of the day, this is what 5 people think, and what 5 people think at the end of the day should not affect you and should not get you upset. If anything, if
100%.
you feel like you should, if you're a competitor and you feel like you should be higher, okay, then place better.
The truth is this list is definitely not 100% accurate. It's not even. It's probably not even
at all.
It's probably not even 60% accurate. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably so many people we're so wrong on. Like, and that's the thing that people don't realize, bro. We don't see everything. We don't know everything, bro. Like,
Chad said, I'm so butthurt.
No, like I feel like it's hard to judge like these people who compete, because at the end of the day, like if I'm gonna be honest, nobody's beating us. You know, like nobody's beat us. I mean, of course we've lost the 100K and stuff like that, but we won yesterday. So am I supposed to say everybody just sucks? You know, I want to be honest. Like I feel like I didn't get to see much of the teams or most of the players individually do what they're supposed to be doing. And you know, if people like get mad about their rankings, get better, stop bitching.
I like that. Sage. Oh fuck.
I sorted it for you.
Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you, Jay God. Okay. All right, guys. So now we've broken down the season 1, and we're gonna keep this here. We'll make a graphic. We'll tweet it out.
I actually like this.
By the way, Joewo said we should get minus 6.9 to people using audio cheese. So some people might
dip into the 60s. Holy
Oh,
shit.
somebody, if they actually wanted to go through and highlight the people that use audio cheese, that'd be funny as fuck.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, I actually don't know who uses audio cheese or not.
A lot.
Joe, do you want to join? Do you want to join for this?
I know, Joe. Yeah, come on.
Joe, do you want to join the Discord? Come on.
You have to.
Yo, come on, baby.
Joe, come on, Joe, come on, baby, come in Discord, mama. Yo, come on, man, come to Discord. He said hashtag good vibes.
Hashtag good vibes.
Come on, you have to, bro. You have to.
Bro's definitely smacking a cheesy gordito right now.
Oh man. Okay. Yo, Joe, if you do, the invitation's there. Come to Discord, bro. Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of where we're at right now, guys. Again, we didn't know where the fuck top 10, top 5 would stack up. We just gave our
almost 5 hours.
Dude, and fucking and what's his name thought we were gonna be at fucking 1 hour. Yeah, right, buddy. A fucking coach.
We would have a speed run, not even talk. Just go 85, 87, 92, 40, whatever.
If you were gonna throw me into this list, like I know a lot of these players, like in and out. You know, like I talk to these people. I'm really cool with a lot of them, and I see a lot of them compete. So I'm a yap, you know, and I'm gonna be completely honest with them. Like, bro, like if I want you to get better, I want you to get better. Like, you know, like it doesn't matter at the end of the day if we're competing. Behind that, bro, like you're my boy. You know, I do something for you. Like I do a lot of the stuff for the people inside the scene, and I help out a lot. But like, hey, bro, if you fucking suck, you gotta step it up, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot. It's okay. Like I know a lot of people. Again, this is just lighthearted fun for us making content and just giving people, because you know, like right there's half the population that thinks fucking Messi's the GOAT. Half the population thinks Ronaldo's the GOAT. People are always gonna have their debates, but putting this on paper is really fun, and I think it's great content for everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, chat. Now let's kind of go over kind of what went down and where people stand, right? So let's go over the top 10. Shifty is number 1 at 96.5, Diaz 96, Soka 95, Skullface 94, Breadman is tied with Skull at 94. Let's talk about the top 5. What do you guys think? Is this chat? Is this a pretty accurate top 5 list?
I like that top 5. Like
I agree.
Honestly.
I agree. I think obviously Sage can be swapped in and out at any of those, right? But I think overall this is a very good top 5, bro. Chat, what do y'all think? Solid. Sage in top 5. Bread's too high. Sage in top 5. Sage top 5. Okay, I like that. I fuck with the top 5. I mean, yo.
I'm gonna keep it a bug. Hey, you get rid of this audio cheese. It will change a lot.
Oh shit, you think you bumping up that shit, Sage?
Because, bro, I don't need that shit. You know, like.
Hey, shit.
I feel like this audio does help a lot of people, and their placements recently have been good because of it. You know, like. It's bullshit, honestly, and I feel like we see. Hey Jay, we seen it at LAN. You know, like it doesn't matter if that was last year. We seen it at LAN. Like most of these people, when they have no audio, they can't see shit, bro. They're blind. They have no eyes.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So I mean, honestly, I agree with this top 5 list. Again, Sage can be interchanged between, I feel like, Skull or Bread. And just again, I agree with what Rated said. It's you guys are winning everything, right? Like you guys are the fucking best right now. And I mean, World Series Warzone is gonna come and shit. And like, it's like, I you know, what squad? I mean, let me ask chat this question, guys. Is there anybody right now, or what team could form to beat these fools? Like, you know, I mean, Sage, what do you think? What? Or is there teams that, you know, stick together and just fucking grind?
I mean, you know, this is basically, if I were to be honest, our 3rd tournament. I mean, you can add the qual. I'm adding the quals as like a tournament, I guess, because you know you kind of have to qual. But we've only had 2 tournaments worth money, and we need more. 2v2s are. I feel like 2v2s get a lot of entertainment, but for competing wise, I feel like it's stale. I feel like a lot of these people want to play together, and they want to they want to play trios.
Okay. All right. Honestly, I think SuperEvan, Repulse, and Lucky are taking y'all down, by the way. Let me just throw it out there. Okay. Let's go down to the top 10 now. So 6th, Sage, Rated, Almond, Noobs, and Aiden. What do y'all think about the top 10 list? Chat, what do y'all think? Do you guys like the top 10 list? Is there anybody that you guys think could be switched out, right? And if we go Sage 93, Rated 92.5, Almond 91.8, Noobs 91.8, which they tied, and then Aiden 90.5, FIFA 90.3, Adrian 90, and then Tommy 89.5, Lennon 88.8, and then we'll scroll down. What do y'all think, chat? A lot of them are saying Adrian. Again, chat, don't be biased. I know, like, a lot of you guys are from our communities, you know. Ain't been chilling, he rich. Who's the audio? Yo, Joe, come to chat and tell us who it is, bro. Yo, Joe, come to chat and let us know who's got it. Come on,
Bro,
Exactly,
I mean,
Because
I
I
could
don't
tell
know.
you. Like,
no,
I
I
could
don't
tell
know.
you.
I don't think you know everybody, Pops. I don't think you know.
Wait.
I think Joe knows
I
everybody.
know
Right?
Skull's on it. I know Bread's on it.
Wait, you're on it?
Soka's on it.
You're on
I
it?
don't think
now.
is
I'm
is
sure
Bread
Almond
on
and
it?
Noobs
I
are.
don't think
Bread's on it. No,
Bread's
he
on it?
is.
Oh,
He is.
shit.
He has his front though up more.
Reese is on it. Ben is on it. Eddie's on it. I don't think Aiden's on it. FIFA's
I'm
on it.
assuming
I'm on
Lennon's
it.
on it.
Are
Yeah,
you on
Fifa's
it?
on it. Lennon's on it.
I am not on it. No, I'm just lying.
Yo,
I
what
really just
commercial
going
is
on
that?
there.
What commercial is that?
The freaking,
It's a CDO one.
yeah,
I'm on it. Are you
yeah.
on it?
Way back.
I mean, bro. I mean, I'm on it. I think a lot of people are on it.
Wait, are you actually? Wait, okay. All right, fuck it. Let's go down the list. Shifty is not. Right?
Nope.
Diaz is not. Soka.
Let me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Before you do this, I think you're better off saying who's not on it than who is on it. So
Yeah, you should just like go down the list and just
There's-
like.
There's
know?
probably only 10 people who aren't on it. I think it's
Yeah.
Colors, Shifty, Biffle, Sage, Joe.
Joe is
like-
not. Diaz is not. Shifty's not.
Adrian.
Adrian's
Adrian
not. No,
I
Adrian's
don't
not.
think. I
Yeah.
don't know if Aiden is. I don't think Aiden is.
I don't think
Aiden's
Aiden is.
not. I know. I'm pretty sure Maapo is.
He is on it.
Listen, I feel like I have no
I don't
idea
think
who's not.
Huskerrs is on it either. That's what chat said.
Aiden is not.
I don't
Flink-
know about
Flink
ScummN
is not.
Destroy. Donny is.
Youngsters is not. Tommy is not. Otter is not.
Otter's on it. Yes, he is.
Oh, he is? Okay. Otter is.
Hey.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, chat, you know, from what it looks like things might not be, that might not be the case for very much longer. You know? Yeah, I'm just reading chat. I don't fucking know. But I didn't see Joe might know. You know what I'm saying? If he joins Discord. Okay, so let's keep going. So, I mean, do you guys want to, I don't know if we go over every single person, but I can keep scrolling down if you guys like chat. You guys can just go from there. FIFA 11, Adrian 12, Tommy 13, Lennon 14. Wait, is this? Yeah, it is. Okay. Braxvtn 15, MyAppo 16, ScummN 17, Destroy 18th, Otter 19th, 20th, Dongy, Smitty 21st, DJMas 22nd, Wars 23rd, Anxian 24, Savvy Ultras 25, Enkyo 26, Vision 27, AJ 28, Joe 29th, Amir 30, Colors 31, Empathy 32, Ev 33, Youngsters 34, Gramalock 35, Dark 36. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I'm just gonna scroll here so you guys can see. All right, and then kind of just see who you guys
There's
think.
about 20 people on rank too, so
Yeah.
it'll clear itself up once more tourneys have happened.
Okay.
We'll get a better
some-
picture,
some-
and it'll
yes.
be easier to move off of that. We can move up and down pretty easily.
Yeah, and some of the numbers like that I was throwing up, they could be swindled a little bit more. It's more just like I expect more from the person themselves. So I will be honest on like right now that if they did ask, they need to step it up.
Going down. No, but I low-key feel bad trying to see who's the last one. Pens.
Nah,
It's unranked, so you can't really tell.
Right,
you
right,
can't.
right. Okay. All right. Oh,
Pens,
these are the
Pens, Clutch,
The-
Swagg, Apathy.
Oh, I think that's why it's the red one. No, not Christopher. Oh, fuck, man.
Stop.
Yeah, it stopped there. And then so these are
Damn.
the unranked chat, unranked. These
Well,
are
last
unranked.
is what's his face? Rampage.
Ravcock, listen. Ravcock. Rampage. Listen, buddy. Yeah, Rampage takes the title as the last place chat. Rampage.
They set a record in the Doge though. They set a record in there.
There it is.
Wait, what
Yeah,
record
is
did
it
they set? What record
The
did they
highest kills in the Doge ever.
ever?
Yeah, what was it, like 40, right?
Wait,
It was like 40.
he the highest ever?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's in the dojo's ever gotten more than like 40 kills.
Damn, Rampage, you have that, bro. If you're watching, hey, you have that, Poppy. You have that, bro. All right, man. So I mean,
Yo, wait, there's kind of a side note.
What's up, Bobby?
Art text me, said if you change the in the game, you know how it says Windows default or stereo? He said if you change it to stereo, that turns off the audio.
yeah, you
Yeah,
said
it
that.
does. Yeah, a lot of people have been on.
That's so fucking easy. What the
Yeah,
but
you didn't.
nobody
You
wants
didn't
to do it.
bro?
Nobody
No.
wants to
What
do
if? I mean, bro, I think the whole
It's
reason,
the tournament organizers just say your audio has to be on stereo.
Yeah, literally,
well,
they could just be like, hey, they could just be like, yo, can you show
to-
your audio real quick? And if it doesn't say stereo, they get booted out of the tourney. Dude, that is so easy.
I told the guys, but I feel like this tournament that just happened, they were already like, it's too late to enforce it, you know? Like, they couldn't really do that.
Ultimately, like, again, we did the ranking and it was 30 to fucking 1, not even 30 to 0. Everybody wanted it gone. The biggest thing is people don't, like, tournament organizers don't want to spend time checking every single person. I say don't check anybody, but if somebody gets accused, let's say Joe's like, yo, like Joe's chat saying, yo, I think this person's on it. Joe goes, he hears it. If Joe thinks that person is using it, then they tell the admins, hey, can you do an audio check on this guy? You know what I'm saying? They real quick check it. You know what I'm saying? You know?
I mean, yeah, like, honestly, like, if I were to be so harsh on it, like, shit, if you're using it, you should get blacklisted from using it. If it's supposed to be banned, you know? If it's banned and people are using it, you should be blacklisted from using tournaments because you're basically, you know, against the rules.
I think so. They said if they switch it off, it's easy to check. If they have to stream will know you're using it. You know, it's then it comes to like, who isn't using it, right? Because I heard Adrian stream the other day, and I was like, Adrian, do you have our audio? I can hear fucking everything, and he's like, nah, I just have like whatever, what's it called, flexed. I was like, oh, okay, cool, like, you know. So I mean, yeah, Joe, you think so, dude? Joe said he thinks people get, like, Warzone players get too many slaps on the wrist for breaking rules.
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
they do.
And that's the reason we kind of wanted to do the pulse check too. The pulse rules is because we wanted people to get a 0 if they used a banned item. Like, we were just all like, did it affect the play? Oh, well, you only got 1 kill. We'll take away his kills. Like, nah, like, there's too many. Like, we need to be more like strict about stuff. Like, I mean, hey, man, people have been getting permanently banned. We never talk about it, and it's just, you know, we just leave it in the past. Like, it just is what it is. Like,
Hey, who's been permanently banned?
I'm not getting into that right now, bro.
You want to list them all? No, just like
No. No, but actually though, like, I just feel like we're just too lenient as a community. It's just way too lenient.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Shifty, you're a fucking clown, bro.
bad boy Wag.
No, chat, we didn't include Juki's in here because he was gone for 2 out of the 3 months that season 1 was out. So, you know, we can't, bro. But guys, I mean, look, we just did a 5-hour fucking podcast. I don't know if I should post all this to YouTube, break this up into sections. I don't know.
Top 20, the top 20 maybe?
Yeah,
That'll be an hour and a half by itself, 2 hours.
Top 20 Warzone players right now. I don't know, because that was a 5-hour fucking podcast. Let me real quick end the pod real quick. But listen, guys, for anybody tuning in, I just want to say we appreciate you guys opting in. Every season, at the end of every season, we would do one of these. And again, guys, everybody in chat, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Spotify, everybody, all the competitors, don't take it too serious. You know, we come in here, we have fun, we try to create some dope content for you guys, and just bring the discussion up, man. And, you know, if you don't agree with it, that's cool, man. That's okay. Like, everybody can have their own opinion, but like, that's kind of the fun part, is just, you know, getting different perspectives and stuff like that, chat. So guys, everybody at home, J God, Ebatez, Sage, I appreciate you guys as always. We will catch you guys in the next podcast. We have season 2 dropping tomorrow, so podcast probably by the end of the week, maybe this weekend. I know a lot of people want to grind ranked, so we'll figure it out. But guys, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next podcast, baby. W pod. Hey, we'll catch you later, baby. Peace.